time can never mend the careless whispers of a good friend. To the heart and mind, ignorance is kind, but there's no comfort in the truth. Pain is the whole you find. Should've known better, yeah.
a little catnap there. Did you guys know that song was 6.5 minutes long? What? It's 6 minutes long, man. Rounding up, that's like 14 minutes. Good evening. Oh, my. Oh, good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. Talking Track Service Sound Off. You guys get it. Let's roll and see what you guys are up to here tonight. Raj kicking us off on server 9. Yeah, that's right. It came from Deadpool. I totally forgot about that. Thank you guys for the reminder. Oh, that was brilliant then. That was great. What a way to start. Good evening, everybody. Talking Track Server Sound Off. You guys hit it. Raj is kicking us off on server 9. Thank you very much. Noon Whistle on 29. Tarpy on 70. Spectre on 11. Wolfwood on 49. Aquila Hawk on server 21. Noon Whistle. I already read your name. Got it. You got me. Thank you. Steven Zarin on 136. Strider on 70. Scalyback from the Outback on 193. Papa Smurf. Yeah, what's up? On 61. Captain Taylor on 27. Benny Hills Ghost on 42. Martok on server 8. Skawa on server 22. Kin Shadow on 74. Thank you, and thank you. Coldbait on 164, Balabob on 17, 853-66339 on server 22 was a first-time chatter. Thank you. Welcome back. Scrappy on 137, Shallow on 15, Isaac on 8, Engineer on 89, Sir Tail of Crazy Bunch on 36. Thank you. Q of 22 on server 22. Burton on 701. Paulo on 34. Dabrick on 21. Star Fury on 56. Galahad on server 53. Digital Menace on server 13. Stealth Monkey on 89. Halo on 80. Lloydson on 11. Thank you. Yeah, you got me, Noon Whistle. He's trying to get me again. Thanks. And Alicia on 92, Genre on 32, C Engineering on 36, Pallium on 188, Stewie Dill hanging out, Cold Bane on 164. Thank you guys so very much. There's a bunch more. I think I missed like 78 in the Talking Trek server sound off. And what do we have with us here tonight? About 260 people in the live studio audience. Very nice. 270 people in the live studio audience. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you guys very much for being here. I am joined tonight by my panel of experts everywhere it matters. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Oh.
Hoorah. How you doing, DJ?
Hoorah! Also, all the way from New Zealand, we've got Steven Zarin on server 136. What's up, man?
Howdy.
Howdy. And from server 45, RC Cola. I mean, Putz. It's Putz, RC. Right? Putz! What's up? Thank you, guys. I know. Rusty says, I miss Bubba and Trader. Yes, I do too. They are wonderful human beings, and I miss them dearly. Is Griffin still out looking for Peyton? Yes. Griffin is actually flying back home today or tomorrow. So he is unavailable tonight, but yeah, he should be back in the next 24 hours or so, give or take, hopefully, and everything will be good. Yeah, that's right. RC Cola, Isaac, Royal Crown Cola. You know, they can still sell it. You can still get that. I've seen it on store shelves. It's crazy. Raj says, I love the server sound off. It's like an attendance call. I get so excited. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what it's for, is to get you guys all hopped up on sugar and caffeine like RC Cola. Good evening, everybody. I appreciate you guys all being here. Welcome in. I did not write a stupid news. I know. Everyone's going to be upset at me. I did not write a stupid news today. Reason being is I was too busy tending my bar. And so after I dropped Oliver off, yes, I don't even know why you guys wanted me to bring Taco Bell back. It wasn't like I was going to come and eat it on the stream or whatever. But I did get Taco Bell because that's what you guys wanted me to do for some reason. I did that. By the way, shout out Taco Bell. Listen, I need a sponsorship. I don't know how I get one, but how do I not have a sponsorship from Taco Bell? I mean, really? Anyway, Taco Bell, my local Taco Bell has a new street taco box Have you seen this, Matters? That,
Sounds
my
delicious.
God, yes, it might be the best thing that Taco Bell has launched since the crispy potatoes. All right. Yes, it is so good. I had the street taco box today. I mean, they're a little small, but just like street tacos are. But it had the right kind of meat, and it had the cilantro and the sauce. Oh, my goodness gracious. It was so delicious. I absolutely loved it. I am so excited that I got the street tacos from Taco Bell. I know, listen, street tacos are absolutely very, very different in a lot of places. I get that. I mean, I'm not trying to draw comparisons or anything. I'm just saying these were really, really good for them to be from Taco Bell. I was very, very happy about it. Rusty Halo says, now my pork chop isn't sounding so good. I mean, I love pork chops. Pork chops are fine. I'm just saying, next time you're out and about and you want to stop by Taco Bell, they've got this new street taco box. Yeah, just saying. Goodness gracious. Taco Bell, think outside the bun. See, I've got this sponsorship on pat. I mean, seriously, Matters. All they had to do was call up and offer me money, and I'm like, listen, I got the sound effects ready and everything. I'm ready to. Yes, cilantro.
Money? Just free tacos.
Yeah, that's right. Just feed me. Just feed me, guys, and I'll be all right. Just, I don't care. You're right. You're right. I would spend money on food. I'm just eliminating the middleman and saving on taxes. Just give me food. Just feed me. Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Jess says, I've probably already bought that box 5 or 6 times. It's really good. Taco Bell had caramel apple empanadas a few years ago. That was really good. I remember those, Garrick. Those were pretty good. I remember that. But they didn't last very long. Now, there was that, oh, gosh, what was it? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Some kind of like buffalo ranch chicken burrito. They don't have it on the menu anymore. It came off the menu, too, which is unfortunate because that was delicious. So, anywho. All right. Yeah, they were really good, but they're not there anymore. All right, guys, we have a lot to get to today. We have new content from Jonathan Ingram that we need to check out. Matters is here with an expert officer analysis. Jules has sent data. I don't think he's going to be able to be on the stage today, but Jules has sent data regarding the NSEA Protector. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And we have some community submissions, some interesting finds in the Omega Mirror universe. We're going to talk all about that, all while I'm fidgeting with Cisco's baseball. Good afternoon, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. My name is Ultimate DJs, and this is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. I do not have stupid news. Well, everybody is asking for stupid news. Hey, Isaac, thank you for your 22-month resub. Appreciate that. Thank you. C Engineering, Papa Smurf, and Silver Tab, and Check ever inching closer to their free merch and free packs with their stream streaks. And Delisha Doll, thank you. Dropping 5 gifted subs into the chat. K.A. Knowledge, thank you for your resub. Appreciate that. Frito, Sneak, and Ryder, thank you guys for the follows. Appreciate it so much. Hercules, thank you for the 19-month resub. Earlier today, before I get into Star Trek, I just want to mention this very quickly since we're in the podcast and it's part of the whole brand matters. I did a sponsored stream earlier today for a new game. By the way, Soul 67, he won a game of marbles. Soul 67 must be here somewhere. He won a game of marbles, but he didn't claim his free key to Tavern Manager Simulator. So, Souls, if you want it, that's fine. You can have it. But if not, let me know and I'll give it to somebody else. But I do still have 1 stream key left. Everybody else claimed theirs. They were excited about it. As a matter of fact, if you guys were watching earlier, we had a brand new streamer pop into our Twitch audience here a little bit ago. Oh, my goodness. Now I'm going to forget it. Rosie. It was Rosie Matters. Rosie popped into our Twitch chat only because we were playing Tavern Manager Simulator. I checked, by the way, before we went on the air. There was like 6 viewers in the world. Okay. Nobody was streaming the game. There were 6 viewers. And so we started streaming the game, and she came over and checked it out. And so then I was getting ready to raid out earlier. We raided to that one guy over in France. By the way, was he French or was he Canadian?
That one guy.
That guy. I don't know what his name was. Then I saw Rosie go on Twitch. So I popped over into her stream, and DJ Vlad had offered his key to Rosie. So Rosie was streaming Tavern Simulator, but in the demo mode. So I gave her DJ Vlad's key. She downloaded it on the air. She was so flippin' excited. She's been playing that demo like for the last 12 hours, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's in it. She loves it. I know.
She's neck deep.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously then I had to give her a free key and completely start her progress all over.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm an ass. So you have that. But I will point out, Scribbler, thank you. Isaac, thank you guys for the resubs. I appreciate that. You know it is way longer than that under that other name. What are you talking about, Scribbler? What you talking? Oh, yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Thank you. That took me a second. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anyway. It was a fun experience, a nice little game. I do want to thank the developers from Tavern Manager Simulator for hooking us up with some free keys for our audience. It was actually really, really nice, and some people really enjoyed playing that. After I dropped off Oliver and ate my Taco Bell, I actually played a few more minutes. Matters, just a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why we're late?
Who said we were late? Whoa. Who said anything about us being late? We didn't have a time set or anything. Yikes. I've got 3 hours in it today. Oh God. Some people told me that it was a lot like Gas Station Simulator. That some people have played in the past, but I enjoyed it a little bit. It was a nice opportunity to take a small little break from STFC, mainly because this weekend, as Putz and Matters and I were talking about a little bit earlier, it was actually a little bit of a lighter schedule this weekend. Little bit of a lighter schedule, and I got to be honest with you, I did not mind. Now, granted, I have not had a lot of time to play throughout the first week. So today was kind of a catch-up day for me a little bit. But I saw some people complaining about the lack of events. And
no way.
Yeah, I did. And I'm a little bit curious about that because it was a relaxed day. I don't know. Maybe I get it. I get both sides of it. Like, you like to be busy, and maybe it's because of the rewards. Moopsy says it's been a Moopsy. Hi. Moopsy says it's been a light schedule every day. I think I'm kind of digging it a little bit. 1 or 2 new events, and then, but here's the thing. We've got a lot of grinding things to do right now. So I kind of felt like it was a needed break. You remember how I told you guys this past Thursday that this weekend I was just going to veg out. I was just going to grow roots on the couch and play a little STFC and catch up. Well, that's what I did yesterday. That's what I did. I played STFC for probably a few hours. Can you guys believe this? Let me show you something in the graphics room. I don't remember what tab are the mirror vouchers under? Are they materials or other?
They're,
I think they're in materials, aren't they?
I want to say they're other. I know the gate keys are in materials, but the vouchers might be in other.
Oh boy. Let's see if I'm going to find them.
One.
Anyway, the whole point, and I don't know if I'm going to find them easily. However, what I was going to show you is that I don't have any. I actually played all of my vouchers.
Yeah, they're in other.
They're in other. Crap. I played all of my vouchers this weekend, which feels really good. I also pushed and completed my SMS today. to Shipyard 61. And then
Nice.
after there you go. By the way, how did we get 90? How do I have 90 mirror vouchers? Can somebody explain?
I have 1290. So somewhere they gave us 90.
They gave us 90 for some reason? I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, vouchers for the Mirror Universe. I completely out. Maybe it was Battle Pass. That would make sense. But I can't go back in. I've literally spent all my vouchers. That's it. Okay. Now Mimi says, "Oh no, DJs is out of starts before a Trillium docking milestone and solo leaderboard." I wasn't worried about the leaderboard. Yeah. There's a milestone. Well, I'm boned.
How many days for your poll?
2 days and 4 hours. That being said, I will get the 100 tomorrow for some reason. Where do I get the 100? From District 56?
In the Refinery.
Yeah. Yeah, right here. District 56 is going to give me 100. So I'll get one access tomorrow. And then I'll get a couple days after that. But that's okay. That's okay because I got caught up. I went to Shipyard 61 and then, only then matters, realized that you can't just buy Selkie blueprints just because you got Shipyard 61. You have to have 17 billion rep.
Oh, no. So you had to grind out the rep.
So I was at 15 billion rep, so I had to grind 2 billion rep.
So you did a few MU runs for that.
Yeah, that's partly why I'm low on vouchers because I had to do a couple of runs. Now, would you believe that 2 billion rep came from 2 runs in the Mirror Universe and then a couple of Mirror Universe refines on Reputation? I know, Cruzito. I had to grind rep. The world is ending. It's terrible. MacRack, thank you for the resub. Appreciate that. Yeah, I had to grind rep. It made me want to cry and scream and yell, except I have this wonderful new area of space called the Mirror Universe, and Mr. Tiger has just filled it up plumb full of goodies. All right? Because we had the reputation systems, and the reputation systems allowed me to grind 1 billion rep per run, or just under. Like literally just under, because I needed 2 billion rep, and I ended up being like 180, 190 million reps short. And then I got those with Mirror Universe refines. Seth says you won't do it. Won't do what? Did it already and built my Selkie. And my Selkie is so amazing. It mines Trillium like nobody's business. It's super awesome. Mana Gamer says, how many have gotten the EXO for 400% mirror loot? I have a mining one. But it doesn't really help a whole lot. Kurt says, whoa. I didn't know you could get rep in the Mirror Universe. You know what, buddy? That's what we're here to do. We are here to teach people. So take a look at your screen. And for those of you in podcast, I am referencing the absolutely amazing Google Sheet brought to you by Jules Verne and Blue Mandalorian. Take a look on the very first page, cost to travel. Down here, you're going to see some systems with FKR labeled on them right here, okay? These systems right here, yeah, these FKR systems. So basically, from Tau Ceti all the way down to Mirror Romulus, and I'm going to take a screen grab. Oops, nope. Ah, crap. I'm going to take a screen grab of these. We'll throw them in the graphics room exclusively. These are the systems that offer reputation inside the Mirror Universe. And by the way, Curtis, they are not small amounts. For example, I today was grinding in Charon, okay? Mirror Charon, it's the level 60 system. Let's go to stfc.space together, everybody, and we'll take a look at the system called Charon. Boom. Reset. Why isn't it loading? Mirror Charon. There we go. Mirror Charon is a level 60 system where I actually was grinding today. And I would go up and I would grind these, the Romulan Republic miners. If you scroll down and take a look at what they're offering as far as rewards, they're offering a tremendous number of parts. They're also offering a tremendous amount of reputation. These are the base amounts of reputation. So, for example, for this system right here, okay, I'm going to put, again, this in the graphics room for you guys over in podcast. These are the base rewards from this singular hostile. Now, I want to come back and remind you, what is one thing that happens with pretty much every reputation-based target in the game? Not every single one, but like 97% of them, right? 97% of them. They offer negative rep.
They tank one and give you rep towards the other.
That's right. They give negative rep to a faction. I want you to look at your screen and look in the graphics room again. You're going to see on this one 315,000 reputation for all three factions. Positive rep for all three factions. Okay? None of them are negative numbers. So if you are pushing up in any of the factions, this is a nice place to go, okay? These new ones give you all three reps. That's right, Cruzito, okay? So this is a nice place to go, especially if you're needing to burn reputation really, really quickly. Obviously, the Mirror Universe is a wonderful place for grinding reputation today because you also have a couple of new sources in the Mirror Universe tree of efficiencies when it comes to FKR reputation. There's premium nodes up here as well, but there's also nodes down in the regular free tree for FKR reputation. And also there are exocomps, all right, which are combining with officers. And again, I don't want to go into this whole big thing, but there are some exocomps that interact better than others in like duplicate and triplicate form, okay? Now, Floyd says, not necessarily good for me. Can't let my ROM rep get too high. I agree. Normally, right now, I would be grinding Klingon, all right? Because I hit my lock for Fed and ROM, and now I want to go get Klingon and get it caught up. But I needed to build a Selkie today. So I had to push my ROM rep a little bit higher than I would have liked in order to build the Selkie. Once I got the Selkie blueprints, then it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep going now back with my Feder or my Klingon rep, and you can see I've already fallen below 17 billion in ROM just because I was doing my normal Klingon grind today. All right? So the vouchers, now it just depends. You know, if you're doing good on Trillium, if you're doing good on Trillium, then so be it. You can spend a little bit of extra on the reputation and go in and get yourself a bonus. That is, after all, what the Mirror Universe is all about. The Mirror Universe is about doing what you need and then earning or reaping the rewards the remainder of the way. For example, this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight, Matters. I wasn't going to get into it just yet, but since we are talking about bonuses in the Mirror Universe, let's talk about a bonus that is now confirmed falling out of Omega space. Actually, let me rephrase. It is confirmed falling out of all of Mirror space, but they are confirmed inside the Omega space as well. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at your screen, and I will throw this into the graphics room, and tell me what is awesome about this screenshot. Anybody take a look? It's in the graphics room right now. Yeah, we see some raw Omega Trillium, so we know that he was grinding in the new Omega mirror space, right? We see some premium Rift keys there. Yeah, that's really nice. Look at those Rift keys. Holy smokes! That's right, everybody. We are taking a look at 6,400 liquid Trillium D.
I mean, that's good, but that's a lot of Rift. Those are premium Rift keys.
Those are premium Rift keys.
640.
640. 640 premium keys, 6,400 liquid Trillium. And do you want to know where those come from? You got it, Jada. Those come from the ISS Enterprise E.
Yeah.
That is your loot goblin. That is not from a protector Lexel. This is, I mean, obviously a protector survived in this space. Yes, okay. That is Liquid D from the ISS Enterprise loot goblin. Andy says, but that's an Op 70. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay? He killed the loot goblin. How do we kill the loot goblin? Well, you can spend right now. Okay? That's right, pothead. Those things have been kicking my butt too. They do. They hit really, really hard. I mean, most of us are probably not killing them very often. Okay? But you know what? We will. We will kill them because there's research here. And by the way, this is free-to-play research. Okay? Free-to-play research available with the protector. Now, let me rephrase. I say free to play with the protector because you have to have the protector to open up this particular set of space. I get it. All right. Or if you're Canine Tooth, right? If you're Canine Tooth or you're Jonathan Ingram or you're Istio, you could probably go in there and kill him in regular space with your normal ships. Okay. I get it. Shinjo says free to play with a $100 deposit. If Cruzito says free to play, but you have to buy the ship. Listen. You're getting hung up on the wrong thing. All right. You're getting hung up on the wrong thing. My point is this. Once you acquire the ship, these researches are free to play. They're not paywalled. So I guess that's what I'm saying. This research right now would be paywalled because you have to have the ship. But there's a grinder's path on it, which means by technical definition, it's not paywalled. It's just time kept. All right. Once you get the ship, then you can start working on these early researches. And the one that I am referring to is Protector Isolytic Damage versus ISS Enterprise E. By the way, level 1 is a 1200x boost to damage. That's 120,000%.
And that's isolytic.
And it's isolytic. All right. So imagine some of the other officers that you would use that would improve your cascade. Imagine putting cascade on top of that. Okay. Level 2 is 1600x. Level 3 is 2000x. It's a 6-level research that will ultimately top out at 550,000%. Those are ops capped. Okay. Those are ops locked. However, my point remains the same. This research is what will allow us to kill the ISS Enterprise E. And just like we did in Voyager space, and just like we did 2 months ago in Mirror space, as we are going through and exploring and looking for the treasure trove that Mr. Tiger has left with us, we find yet another little bonus inside the Mirror universe, and it's this right here. Liquid Trillium Premium Rift Keys. And then, of course, the Omega Trillium, which is a part of the whole new store, which we can talk a little bit more tonight. But this is yet another treasure box hidden inside the Mirror universe. And we want to tell you about it, not because everybody's going to be able to go out and kill them now, all right, but because we want you to know that they are out there. This is an opportunity for you guys to pick up on extra D and premium Rift keys by killing the ISS Enterprise E's. These are not hostiles to be avoided in the long term. They are for now. Andy says, I haven't seen one yet. Oh, I have. They've sent me home. I mean, they're pretty much everywhere, Andy. I'm shocked you haven't seen one.
No, they're in certain systems, and not just in the Omega section. They're also in
I run into them in the normal space
and uncommon space of regular.
Well, let's see if we can find what system they actually are.
Mirror Deneb is the lowest system that has one. It's a level 40 system. It's got a level 50 Enterprise E, and it's going to take a chunk out of you if you normally grind in a level 40 system.
All right.
You're not going to beat it without the protector.
On your screen, I'm going to throw these into the graphics room as well. There are 6 different Enterprise hostiles. 6 different ones that appear in various levels of space. There are 2 of the level 50s. They show up in Debon and Deneb. There are 2 more level 50s, 4 more level 50s that show up in Hoaven, Uridia, Morska, and City Laga. All right. The difference between those two is power. I wonder.
Payout as well. The lower
Okay.
ones give you Trillium A, and the higher level one, the stronger ones of the same level, give you Trillium D.
There you
so
go.
You find them in the uncommon systems.
Okay. I was going to say that there had to be a difference there. So you've got 2 level 50s, 2 level 60s, 2 level 70s, each of which is dropping an A or a D. Okay, so then if you come down and take a look at these other 4, there you go. You can see the raw Trillium D. If we go up and hit the taller ones, then we're going to see more Trillium D, and the premium Rift Keys and the liquid Trillium D are coming out of the loot chest. All right, K92 says, listen, if you guys were bigger whales like me, then you would just grind with your Borg cube and then use my beam to kill them while I'm grinding. Jesus, K9. I mean, seriously, dude. And you know what? Jonathan Ingram kills him with his Rialta. Cruzito said, that's what I did. Oh, my God. Just out of curiosity, what's the hull health on one of these? 100. Let's see, where is it? Hull health's 100 and
low.
It's 194 billion. What does the cube get to? Not 194 billion, does it? Does it actually go to 194 billion? I don't remember where the cube chart is, but holy smokes, a lot of you guys are saying that's what people are doing. Pothead says that's what our whales are doing. Cruzito said that's what I did. Cruzito said it took me about 8 tries, but I got there. Holy smokes, really?
8 shots.
You did 8 beams. Is that what you did? Canine Tooth, how many times does it take you beaming one of those? Because your cube's maxed, right? So how many times do you have to beam one of these to get it to 2 beams, he says. So a double shot. Holy smokes, really? That's crazy.
Oh.
Dang.
Yeah.
He is wailing it. All right. So there you go. These hostiles show up.
You know why they're so difficult for their strength? I mean, they are very high strength versus the other hostiles in the system. But what makes them really special and what makes them so hard is if you scan one and have a look at the little picture in the top right corner, you'll see who's flying this ship.
It's Mirror Picard. Yeah.
And they get their ship abilities are the maxed abilities of Mirror Picard with mirror data on the sidecar.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Borg cube is probably a wonderful, wonderful idea because one of the 3 abilities of these ships is on round start against players with Assimilate. Mirror Picard increases their apex barrier by 30,000. Well, Good thing we don't have ourselves assimilated, right? On round start against players, Mirror Data has a 100% chance to apply Assimilate to you for 2 rounds. Dang. Ruh-roh. And then on round start against players, Mirror Picard increases his isolytic cascade damage by 100% for 2 rounds. Isolytic cascade, folks. Now, I want you to look at the DPR of this thing. Okay? 18 billion. Take a look at weapon number 3. It fires every single round. Its min max is 6.5 billion damage. And that's at base. That doesn't include isolytic. Okay? 6.5 billion. 1 shot fires every single round. Weapon number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! All right. Big time. By the way, I lied. It's not just weapon number 3. Look, it's also weapon number 2. There's 2 weapons that fire every single round that fire 6.5 billion in damage. In other words, you're right, Lexel. It'll smoke you and smoke you good. However, that research will allow them to fall. And when they do, they will pay out big. They'll pay out premium Rift Keys. actual liquid Trillium D, and a host of other goodies that will help you continue to progress through this loop. Now, why do I tell you this? It's not because I'm wanting to say, hey, here's a hostile that nobody can kill. I can't kill them either. But you know what? We found the Silver Blood Voyager hostiles. Then eventually we found those Borg cubes that were dropping hundreds of thousands of faction credits, or scout messages, rather. All right? Essentially guaranteeing anybody with a tier 4 or higher Voyager that they will literally never have to hunt scouts in normal FKR space ever again. That loop is done. That part of this game's grind is over. Thanks to Voyager space. That was an inherent treasure nugget, treasure chest built into Voyager's loop. Then we come to this Mirror Universe loop, written by the same author, Mr. Tiger, who has already dropped in 3 or 4 cool things inside the Mirror Universe. However, for example, just earlier, how long would it used to have taken somebody to grind out 2 billion rep?
Long time.
I mean, even Scott took several weeks to do the whole thing. All right? I mean, 2 billion reps, a lot. Lexel says 2 hours. No, go back farther than that, Lexel. Go back a year. Go back a year. Brand spanking new beginnings of G6. How long would it have taken to grind out 2 billion rep? Lexel says still 2 hours. Andy's like, you got to use 3 ships. All right, fine. 2 hours is 1 hour and 58 minutes longer than I would have wanted to do it. All right. Lexel's like, also 2 hours. All right, fine, whatever. This time I did it in 30 minutes, which was pushing me to the max, but at least I got it. Canine Tooth says, oh, my God. He's such a whale. He's like, now I grind out 18 billion with 1 credit card swipe. True. All I'm saying is that's a nice thing. Faction credits being dropped in here. That's a nice thing. Ship parts. That's a nice thing. There's a lot of ship parts in here. Now Liquid Trillium D and premium Rift keys. Nuts. Andy McGanny-Face says, do you still need to crew for Mirror or can you crew for max rep gains? Well, that depends. We're going to talk about crew tonight, aren't we, Matters? Because it does depend on what you're trying to hit. For example, when I went today, I know that I can kill the 61s decently reliably, but not enough for a full 20-minute grind, okay? But the 60s, there is a break there. Remember, 60 is technically G5, right, Matters? And 61 is technically G6. If anybody has killed a 60 and then gone to kill a 61, they're going to tell you the 61s, while still certainly killable, are significantly harder or going to impact more damage on your hull than the 60s. So when I went to the 60s, that's where I went to grind the rep. Let me come back to the spreadsheet. Here we go. When I go to the 60s, because that's the best place that I can go to grind rep, right? There is a 61 that I can go to, but I already know that I'm not as good there. You know, I already know that I can't kill as many ships. We actually tested this on stream. The 61 level hostiles actually have 375,000 rep. But I couldn't kill them even on a ratio of 2-to-1 compared to the 60s. The 60s have 315,000 rep, but I could kill almost 3-to-1.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Aaron.
Yep.
Hey. I'll pop him red for a minute. So I know that I'm going to have to punch down just a little bit. In my case, because I punched down, that actually allowed me to relax my crew just a little bit. So as far as crew for me, what I ran with was a little bit surprising. I don't even remember who told me this, but it was a great cruise, so thank you for this. I went with, oh, Lord, I thought I even saved it, too. It was a good crew. Let me see if I can find it. I bet I can find it in my battle log. Oh, I know what I did. All my ships are dead, so all my crew is locked up. So I went with Janeway as captain, Harry Kim on one side, Doctor on the other, Tom Paris below deck, along with the Admiral Freeman. And then I was flying my Dodera deck, so I took Neelix for burning and BLT for hull breach. So coming back, and I know you can't see it on screen because all my officers are locked up. So I went Janeway, Kim, and Doctor. I did not use Hugh, Lexel, because if Janeway has full synergy, then that kind of invalidates Hugh. You really don't need Hugh. That freed up a spot under deck. Lexel says, I'm using Riker Curon 5. So Riker Curon 5 is good. Definitely is good. Not good enough for me. I got better out of this crew. However, the Curon is definitely going to get you more speed. That's going to help. But I couldn't sacrifice my killing for speed. I still needed more potency. Okay? Benny Hill says, DJs, where should an Ops 53 with a Tier 4 North Cut grind in the Mirror Universe for rep? Oh, let's take a look. Taking a look at our chart in the graphics room, an Ops 53 Tier 4 North Cut as far as rep, you're probably looking at DeLorean, if I had to guess. Maybe Desica, depending on how strong you are. Tier 4 North Cut, I'm probably going to say DeLorean or Desica. Now, are those the right systems to grind reputation in? Mimi says those systems may not be the best. Let's take a look at what those hostiles are going to offer as compared to a normal FKR system. Let's come back up. So we are taking a look at Mirror DeLorean. Let's go into stfc.space, take a look at Mirror DeLorean. Reset filters.
45.
Mirror DeLorean. There we go. Okay. And the hostiles are the Imperial Starfleet Planet Harvesters. These things are only offering 10,200. 10,200. Well, I would imagine that you're probably going to find other hostiles in the game that might offer more than 10,200. Right? Are there other hostiles that offer more than 10,200 at level 45? Well, let's come into hostiles. Let's clear the name, and let's put in, we'll sort by rep gain.
They should grind in Mirror Pajem.
Mirror Pajem. 51s on a Tier 4 North Cut?
Yeah, because those are energy, and he can run PMC. And go to town.
Like
go to town
it.
On them.
There you go. Mirror Pajem. That's the way to go. Okay, let's go to Mirror Pajem. Mirror Pajem is 60,000 now, and they are all energy. Wow, looky there. What's that? That is a PMC crew right there.
Yep.
PMC all day long. Grind Infantilium, whatever the word is. And
infinitely.
Sure. Fine. And 60,000 rep now, which is actually getting much, much, much better. 60,000. And remember, this is base. Okay? This is base, so you've got exos that are helping. You've got some crew that is helping. As a matter of fact, if you're going to use Pike Moreau Chen, then definitely use Admiral Freeman below deck, Doctor below deck, and depending on what else you have, probably... I mean, you You don't need anything else with Pike Moro-chan. I mean, sure, put on Balana, I guess. Put on Hugh Balana, I guess. Lexel says 60K is comparable to roughly a level 55 FKR survey. Look at that. So if you're an Ops 53, I think you said, with a Tier 4 North Cut, you could potentially go up and find 60K and a couple of levels up in FKR surveys without using mirror vouchers. However, you will be taking 2 factions down by punching up. Okay? Not only that, but you will get great numbers of parts. I will point that out. You're going to get great numbers of parts for all 3 ships. All right? And Gavin says, don't forget the loot research for Mirror, which does count for rep as well. Yeah, there's a lot of reps in here, or a lot of researches in here. What Gavin is talking about is, let me go back and remind you guys which one he's talking about. He's talking about the 400%. So even though 60,000 is comparable to FKR, you also have right here the common common mirror hostile loot, which is a 400%. So it's not exactly comparable to FKR because you're getting a 400% boost out of this research. Mirror Universe hostiles are also going to drop parts and faction credits out of their loot boxes. So even though FKR 55s have 60,000 loot, you actually are getting a 400% loot bonus out of this research inside the Mirror Universe, which means that it's still better to grind in the Mirror Universe. All right? Don't let people talk you out of that. Obviously, you are bound by vouchers, right? But it does say increases base trillion when defeating hostiles.
Yeah, so?
No, I was looking at the research. Gavin, are you sure about that?
Yeah, that loot boost doesn't increase your rep gain.
I don't think it does.
You need to do the rep gain research.
I don't think it does. It's just going to be the rep gain stuff, right? Like, here's one.
Yeah. I think there's a rare or an uncommon, and then the premium.
There's a premium. I'm looking for the rare. Well, and those are only Federation, Klingon, and Romulan. Those aren't going to work inside the Mirror Universe either.
Why not? It's FKR rep gain.
From defeating Federation, Klingon, and Romulan hostiles.
That was still work.
Yeah, wording. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's probably a bad tooltip.
It might be.
But didn't Griffin do it and then test it and it boosted it?
The bottom line is you are getting ridiculous amounts of rep out of the Mirror Universe. There's good rep in here. All right. That's why some people are saying, even me, for example, I ground out 2 billion rep in 30 minutes. That didn't used to be really that possible. Even people in the chat right now saying, well, all right, even for the super grinders, it would take 2 hours. Yikes. Toby says, what's the earliest system for Trillium D? The earliest system for Trillium D for grinding hostiles is going to be Mirror Kronos. It's a level 47 system. That's the smallest warp range at warp 120. Mm-hmm. Mirror Dedaradex, Mirror Unroth, and Mirror Tygo Core are warp range 150. And those are level 47 hostiles. And until you can hit even the level 50 hostiles.
The Dedaradex is a little deep. That's a long way in. And Mirror Kronos is a premium system, so you may not want to go there. I think Hoven.
Hoven is probably one of the easier ones. It's a Warp 125 system, and it's one of the cheaper ones to get to. It only costs 100 uncommon keys. So, yeah, if you're doing it based on efficiency, I'd say try to do the 48s at Warp 125 as compared to, the level 47s at Warp 120 because it's going to be overall cheaper to get there. You're right. Dedaradex, Unroth, Tygo Core, they all require 300 and 400 uncommon keys, whereas Hoven is only 100 keys to get there. If you can punch up a little bit more than that, I would say Miromorska. Also, warp range 125, and will cost you 200 keys, and that one could get you a teeny tiny little bit more of Trellium D. All right. Yo, what's up, Kaika? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. So, interesting things that we're finding inside the mirror universe. And then, of course, now what we're finding with Omega. All right, Omega with the special hostiles, and then, of course, this refinery. Matters, let me come back and ask you a little bit about the refinery. This, to me, feels like a real daggone good refinery, except for one thing. I might be missing this, and so I'm genuinely asking the community. Do we have this refinery all charted out yet? Because I'm not sure if we do. Yeah. Okay, looks like we've got some information up to tier 5. So,
no. Not all the way up?
No, it's not all the way up yet.
But this refinery, just the basic, like the base.
The Omega one.
You just mean the refining the raw into Gotcha. Does that one not show you all the way up, like all the ones in the store?
Well, I mean, it's not in the chart.
I guess
so. Omicron says the Omega refinery is very efficient, and here's what I like about it. The one thing that I thought that I didn't like about it, I think I see evidence of, and so I'm going to ask you guys here about it in just a second. But the first thing that I love about it, it doesn't matter. You're going to get 5 pulls out of that refinery. Doesn't matter what you spend them on. 5 pulls. Want 1, not 3. No penalty for a double. You're going to get 5 pulls. All right. You can pull 1 or 2 of Omega Mirror Dust, 1 or 2 of regular Mirror Dust, 1 of Beryllium Spheres, and then you get over into the other stuff, which is the Prime Particles, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, the 5 that, in my opinion, people should be going after, obviously, is going to be those first 3, the Omega Mirror Dust, the regular Mirror Dust, and the Beryllium Spheres. Once you are at a satisfactory point, want to move beyond that, then you could start working on the refit or some free primes if you want. Andy says, love the refit. I don't disagree. The refit is amazing. I love the refit, but I need to get my ship to a little bit more usable thing. Andy says, I'm actually doing 2 on the Omega Mirror Dust, 1, 1, and 1. And that actually might not be a bad idea because we're getting good mirror dust out of the other refinery. That's actually probably much smarter than what I was doing, Andy, because that's going to get you a guaranteed path on the refit and give you extra mirror dust, but you're still getting mirror dust from the regular mirror refinery. That's actually probably really, really smart. Now, K92 says, what if you don't see any of those particles in the MU store? That means you've bought all the primes. Sorry, K9. If you don't see any of those primes, that means you don't have any of the primes that you can do because you already bought them.
I only have 2.
Lexel says these are the 4 worst-selling primes ever put out there. Well, that's debatable. Technically, there's not 4 primes. Technically, there are 6. All right? And while a couple of them are indeed not good, a couple of them are actually good. Okay? Let's take a look at those primes as we revisit what primes are grindable in the Omega store. You have the Repair Prime Particle, which is going to increase base repair cost efficiency by 200%. I'm not super hot on that one. Okay? Not super hot on that one. Faction Event Particle, increasing faction rep and tokens gained from the daily faction event. The daily faction event, by the way, is not your dailies, but the one inside daily events in your events bucket where you opt in for Klingon, Federation, or Romulan. Okay? Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. That doubles the amount of rep and credits that come out of that every single day. So Spectre doubling down. Then they took the worst 6 selling primes and tried to make it look good by giving us I disagree. I mean, again, not all these primes are good. All right? Not all these primes are good.
I haven't bought, not a lot of primes, but I've bought 2 of these.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to give the faction event particle, I'm going to give that one a pass. That's a really good one. Okay?
That's a very good one.
That is a good one. Does it double the negative rep as well, Ginmon? I'm almost sure it does not. Yeah. It does? Really?
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah. All right, so it doubles the negative is good. The Elite Recruit Prime Particle improves greatly, by the way, greatly improves the officer yields at FKR Elite Faction Recruit Refineries.
I like it, and I know you don't.
Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Here, let me hit this one here. I hit the wrong button. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, okay, we're done. Yeah, that's how I feel about that one. All right.
I think it's good. I think it's good. Don't listen to DJs and his 10-minute puke fest.
Greatly improves the officer yields in the FKR Elite Faction Recruit Refinery that nobody ever gets to pull because they don't source the Elite tokens.
I pull them every day. What are you talking about? They don't source them. I get them every day from the faction
because of that
stores.
You spend faction? No, wait a second. You spend faction credits on those? No.
Of course I do.
What?
How are newer players that weren't around for when these officers were actually showing up in leaderboards? How are they supposed to source at a reasonable rate Harrison, Curon, and Bator? That's the only way. I got them just for those three and Leslie, but those three officers.
DJ Gurr actually agrees with you. We get so many faction credits these days. You know what? Here's the thing. Yeah. I might agree with you. Okay, fine. I might agree with you, but you know what? I built a Selkie today that would have cost, I don't remember how many faction credits, but I had to lat because I ran out of Romulan credits. I had to lat it out.
What'd you spend you spent it all on a cloak the day you bought your Dederadex, right?
So I bought
why?
I bought a Dederadex.
So because you got the cloak.
Wait, did I get a Dederadex cloak also? I didn't think I did.
I don't know. One of them you decided you could get the cloak as well when you should have just held off and spent those on your Selkie.
Okay, hang on. Are you telling me I have a Dederadex cloak? Because if I have a Dederadex cloak, I'm going to be very excited.
I don't know. It might not be a Dederadex.
I don't.
One of them. The Enterprise.
I built a Dederadex, and then I go to build a Selkie, and I still ran out of credits. Okay. I do not
But if you didn't get the Enterprise cloak, how many Fed credits would you have?
Wouldn't matter. I didn't have the Fed rep to do it.
Okay, but if you pushed up your Romulan, you could have pushed up the Fed instead, couldn't you? It would have been, what, another 15 minutes in the Mirror Universe?
Well, the biggest reason that I went with ROM is because it was easier to do because I had a Dederadex, and it's a better grinder than the Enterprise.
That's right.
It is. So I went with Romulan. Why? Because of the faction ship. All right. Why are all my ships dead? Because Jonathan Ingram raided me. We have more content on that coming up here in a little bit, too. That being said, I'm not okay. That's fine. There's a lot of faction credits in the game, so Matters is saying that this one might not be as poopy as I think. Okay.
It's not as terrible. If you took all the credits that you've spent on those other faction bundles to feed your transporter patterns, I'm sure you have like 800 million.
No, I don't do that anymore. Because that loop
finally you stopped.
Yeah, that loop is over.
You've got every single officer max.
You make it sound so bad when you say it that way. I do not have.
How's your Curon? Is he maxed?
No, but I'm getting him out of the G4 Armada chest.
Well, would you not sacrifice the last tier on at least 5 of the officers that are in the transporter pattern store to have a max Curon?
I mean, sure, but I'm not using credits over there. I mean, look, I only have a couple of million.
But you were.
I was.
You were spending credits every day on several different bundles to get a ton of transporter patterns. If you just got the elite one instead, you'd still get a bunch of transporter patterns, slightly fewer, but a bunch of the people in the elite pack are max, so you'd be getting transporter patterns from that, and you'd also be getting these really hard to source officers leveled up to where they're really good. Like a maxed Harrison is amaze balls. I don't have him maxed yet, but I'm working on him every day. Well, almost every day, because also that elite thing is the only thing in the entire game that has a 24-hour cooldown, and it kills me. Why can't it be 22 like everything else?
Because it's crappy.
Oh,
all right,
so
but
I pull it every other day.
I digress. I digress.
I think it's okay. I think it's a little better than your puke session.
The fact, this is what I love about this show, whether it's from Griffin being super whaley or Matters being the true grinder. All right, there's a voice for everybody. I do not like those. I never have, probably because of how they came out. Matters. I never gave him another chance. That might be the thing.
Really expensive. You didn't get a lot of shards, and it looked terrible.
It did look terrible. So.
But
I never gave it a chance.
It's when they came out, some of those officers were still pretty fresh, and people remember getting a bunch from various events. We haven't seen an event that gives Curon shards or those 3 that I mentioned in a real long time.
Okay.
So newer players might not even have them unlocked yet. Then you definitely want to do what you can to.
See, I would feel, though, all right, truthfully, I would feel that newer players have more important needs of their faction credits than that poop box.
Not necessarily, because unless they're pushing all 3, like I know 75% of people do. Like I haven't. I've been pushing Klingon and only Klingon. Yeah. What do I do with all my Romulan and my Federation credits?
But I mean, if you're pushing those. If you're pushing Klingon, then you're not earning Federation and Romulan nearly to the extent you can in the Tally Refinery. All right, surely to goodness you're not spending Mirror Universe wave defense credits on those.
No, I'm not, because I also got the FKR, the prime one for the event, so I'm getting a decent amount of all 3. I have millions of Romulan.
So you're still doing the daily event even though you're pushing a singular rep.
Yeah, because they don't have barely any negative rep, because my other one's so big. My Klingon is so big that the negative rep I get from the Romulan and the Federation don't even touch it. I don't even notice. Okay. But I get the credits.
Okay.
I do it for the credits.
Well, there you go. So, a differing opinion, which is welcome always, and you guys get to decide what's better for you. The Elite Recruit Prime Particle, also one in there that Matter says might not be the worst thing, especially for newer players. Then you've got 3 away teams primes that comes out of those particles. The away team extension, which basically gets you an extra away team slot. I'm always a fan of that. All right. That increases your odds at getting an assignment that you want. Okay. Prime Materials Extractor increases base mining rate. I am not a fan of that. Prime Maximum Warp is increasing warp speed. If you don't have any others to do, then that one's a good one to do as well. If you don't have any others to do. All right? You can always go faster. You can always make the ship go fast.
Over the mining speed.
Now. All right? So mining speed is not a terrible one either. To be honest with you, me personally, I would choose the mining speed over the elite recruits, but Matters probably wouldn't. All right?
100% base mining speed?
200%. It's 200%.
That's going to be a net increase of what, like 3%?
25 seconds, maybe. 20 seconds.
25 seconds faster, especially now that you got the stuff.
Hey, listen, for some of us, 20 seconds is a big deal.
I can't believe you couldn't last 2 more minutes.
Or 20 seconds, either one, okay? These are the 6 primes that are coming in that refinery. Okay, some of them might be valuable to you. Some of them may not be. However, I still like the concept that Andy threw out to us a minute ago. That is actually probably a much better idea than what I was doing. See, I was going in and I was doing double single and skipping on the refit. That was double Omega Mirror Dust, double Mirror Dust, and single beryllium spheres. I was going double 1. Although I had planned on buying this refit. But I may just start going to grind it out like Andy was saying. That's actually not a bad idea. Plugster says, Matters has sold me. I think I'm going to stop doing the normal faction recruits and swap over to the elites. Yeah, I mean, I might have to actually look at it too. I don't wanna, but I don't have those officers maxed. Curon would be nice. I do use Curon a lot. Harrison would be really, really nice to have maxed. Let's see who else are in these. You got Marcus, TOS Kirk, TOS Spock, but those are transporter patterns officers. You got the original Bones who are in Spock. Yuki, TOS officers, Leslie, which... So, yeah.
Good to unlock, but then you don't.
So, Harrison... see, that's why I would struggle with this, man. Harrison is the only officer I want.
And it's Curon. Harrison, Curon, B'Etor. All three different packs.
See, now my B'Etor is maxed, so that means I can skip the Romulan one. I can skip that one. And then Klingon, Curon.
Curon's the best out of all of them for me.
It looks like I only need 14 more shards to max him, so I might be done. I might not have to do that one anyway, because I've been using the G4 Armada chest on that one.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, I mean, I have two, but I mean, I've only been G4 for a year and a half.
Still don't like that on the prime, but whatever. You know what?
For you've got the max, or you're close enough that I wouldn't suggest that you get it.
Here's the deal: you've got options. These primes are going to serve different players at different levels for different reasons. I don't have Worf maxed. Yeah, I know, but he's also available in Armada chest, and he's available in the Armageddon chest. What is that one called? The minor Armando? No. Amalgam. That's it. The Amalgam Refinery. So, I mean, I'll have him before too long, too. Bottom line is different value for different people depending on what your needs are. And you know what? In all fairness, I have to praise this even a little bit more now. It's a wide variety of primes that is probably something there for everybody. Let me ask, do you think that everybody should be focusing on all 6 of these? I mean, look how many prime particles we're talking about. 4,000, 5,000, 5,700. That's going to take forever. Pick one.
5,700 days.
Well, not necessarily, because you'll get more as you go up. But still, it's a very long time. Pick one. Pick one. All right? That being said, I would probably, in my opinion, recommend the double single, unless you're going to do what Andy's doing, and you're going to go double on Omega Mirror Dust, single on regular Mirror Dust, single on Beryllium Spheres, and single on the Ceres refit. I like that idea too, Andy. That's a really good one too. That gives you a guaranteed timing path on a paid-only cosmetic, which, by the way, that cosmetic just looks stupid good. All right? And circling way back, the beautiful thing is here, as you tier this thing up, you're getting 5 pulls. Every single day, it doesn't matter. 5 pulls every day. 5 pulls every day. And those 5 pulls are going to pay more as you level up. Taking a look at the Liquid Trillium D, that's a guaranteed claim. It's completely free. All right? Doesn't cost anything. So that's going to get you a little bit more D as you level up. The Omega Mirror Dust. Again, doesn't matter about the 1 and 2 chest cost. Doesn't matter. Forget all of those numbers. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is the payout. How much Omega Mirror Dust am I going to get? What's up, Iron Chef? What are you doing? That's right. And just as a quick big brain tinfoil hat theory, it will reset every single time you level up that refinery. So do keep that in mind. Every time you tier up your NSEA protector, it will reset this refinery. So you're going to get increasing numbers of Omega Mirror Dust. You're going to get increasing numbers of regular Mirror Dust as you level up. You're going to get increasing numbers of Beryllium Spheres as you tier this thing up. All right? That's what's beautiful about it. That's what's beautiful about it. What is ugly about it? There is actually one thing that's ugly about it. And I'm going to have to tell you about it on the other side of the break because Twitch is yelling at me. We are going to take a very short break, and when we return, more on the Mirror Universe and the NSEA Protector, and I forgot to load commercials, it looks like, and more on the launch of the Ark and the Loop. We're going to get to all of it on the other side of this break. My name is Ultimate DJs. This is Talking Trek Live. Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast will return right after a word from our sponsors. Hang on. This portion of the show brought to you by CrazyBunch.org. Are you old like Bubba Joe and get tired playing video games? Surtail has a solution for your health and wellness needs, especially while gaming. You could try an energy gummy for those long incursion events, or just to keep yourself conscious while you're doing all that mining. Surtail is an independent distributor of all aerial products you'll need to improve your gaming experience. Message Surtail on Discord or visit CrazyBunch.org for more information. Yo, what's up, Commanders? Great news about PvPtarget.com. You've known for a while that it exists and has some great reference tools regarding PvP banding and common crew loadouts, but they've recently launched brand new tools on the site, including a brand new cargo calculator page as well. This isn't your typical max cargo style calculator, but a brand new, unique tool that identifies the timer until you go over cargo. The game timer might tell you how long to zero the node, but how long until your miner is at risk? You can find out now by using the brand spanking new cargo calculator at PvPtarget.com. Today's show brought to you in part by the Musgrove Trial Firm in Georgia. Have you suffered personal injury in Georgia? You need a buddy. Give Buddy at the Musgrove Trial Firm a call, 678-226-1994. Visit them online at musgrovetrialfirm.com.
You don't get Twitch ads, but when we're recording the podcast, we still have to do our breaks. We got to do the commercial breaks for the podcast, so they are typically shorter, and you get squirrel voice. See, look, the Twitch audience still has another minute of commercials, but you get to hear me singing along. To the world and the seven seas, everybody's looking for something.
Wasn't that better than going to Twitch ads? All right. John Trek says, how does that puke sound on Ultra Voice? Well, it's a different thing. It's on a different board, so it doesn't work the same way, unfortunately. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the show. My name is Ultimate DJs. This is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. Sorry, I chugged a drink while we were in break. See, that's the thing. It also gives me a little bit of time to recover. So I just drank like a half of a prime, and now I'm going to be belchy for the next couple of minutes. And look, just saying, guys, now, guess what? In 3 seconds, the rest of the audience just got back. You got all of that. You got all of that for free. Well, not free, but like for $4.99 a month. Or whatever it is. Dr. Ironchef, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Yay! All right. Mimi says, DJs, have you ever thought about porting the puke sound effect over to the other board manually? I mean, I can, but I'm not going to be able to do that on the fly because they're on two different boards. I've got the Stream Deck over here, and I've got the Rodecaster over here, and a keyboard and a mixer. There's a lot of stuff on my desk. As a matter of fact, Oliver wanted to do a Lego stream yesterday. And I'm going to be honest with you. Don't exactly know how that's going to work. I'm going to have to either clear out a section of my desk, or I was thinking about adding like a table. Because, see, I've got to do that puzzle race with Bafty, too, by the way. You guys remember that? Matters, I got to do the puzzle race. You guys won that in one of the marathon streams. So I think I'm going to have to set up another table here just temporarily to do the puzzle race. And then, if we want to build Legos and stuff like that, we'll have to set up like a temporary table here and add a couple of cameras.
It's a good idea. You should get one of those cool desks that you push a button and it'll raise and lower, so you can bring it up when it matters.
I have one.
Drop it back down. There you go.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what this desk is. If I press the button, it'll go all the way up.
Well, you need one for the Legos, though. You need two.
No, I'm not buying a second one just for the one time a year that I build Legos. I was thinking about just putting I think if I add a couple of lights over here, but facing this direction, like this. For those of you on podcast, you're very confused. Okay, over to my right, I'm thinking about putting a desk and making it like L-shaped. All right? And that's right, Divine. That's why I had extra cameras, but I never got the setups to work quite right. So I'm going to retask these cameras to put on a different desk that will be pointing down at the desk with a light. That way you guys can actually see Legos being built. But I also kind of have to be careful with that because that means I have to wear pants. If you guys can see to the side of the desk. And I don't like wearing pants. So I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I'm going to have to figure it out.
If you're going to have a camera right on it, does it need to be that close?
Well, no, because the camera should be on the table. The table should be on the table, or the camera should be pointed at the table for the Legos and the puzzle. Kaika, don't laugh. I don't wear pants.
Not your pantsless bottom.
I don't wear pants in the studio. It's hot. Okay? I mean, this is not in my house. All right? This is out in my garage, and it's summertime. And even though I've got a cheap little air conditioner upstairs, and I've got a fan in here, it's just so hot. I'm gonna show you right now. Right now, currently, at this particular moment, it is 75 in my studio. That is just too hot. And that's cooler than it normally is. Normally, it's above 80. So, I mean, I'm legit not wearing pants. I would show you, but Twitch would ban me. All right, so anywho. All right, back to the game. Yes, I know we have HVAC experts in the audience. I know. They helped me fix my house once before. Krusty says that's cold. Oh, no, dude, I keep my house at 66. All right. I keep my house at 66. That is nice. Right now, I'm sweaty, and I can smell myself, and that is a disgusting smell. You ever know, when you just kind of start, and you're just like, oh, God. I can smell myself smelling right now. It's disgusting. Krusty says, I'm glad you pay your electric bill and not me. Yeah, I keep my house very cool. All right. Welcome back, everybody. The item about the Omega Mirror Universe Refinery that I was telling you about before the break that I do not like is simply this, the Omega Mirror Dust. Matters, I do not like the sourcing of the Omega Mirror Dust.
For now. Things will change.
I know,
but
God, I know, but
yeah, it's slow.
This is so freaking slow. All right?
Because there's way less of the Omega researches than there are of the other ones.
Okay. Let me just say this.
It's slow.
I have the Prime. And it still took me
20%?
20%. And it still took me 4 days to unlock the first level of the first research, and that's only because we got an event.
Yeah.
No, Raw Lord, why would you want someone to clip that? Don't clip it. No, don't clip that, please. All right, it's terrible. I don't like this Prime, or I don't like this pacing of this. I actually had a conversation with Hammy about this. I genuinely, honestly believe it's off by a factor of 10. Seriously. These
Whoa.
yes, I think 400. Dude, 400 is still not enough to do the first level of the first research in the entire tree. Would you believe that? And I still had the prime. Let's take a look inside the mirror research tree. And let's.
There's only 22.
22 nodes.
21 nodes.
There's
Two
over
of them only have one level.
There's over 100 nodes of research in here. Let's
100 total.
Give me one.
Yeah, okay.
Give me one. Give me one. Give me one. Just pick one. Give me one.
Mirror space warp unlock.
Okay. Mirror space warp unlock. Here we go. It's an omega. Okay. Let's see how many dusties it will require to max out this 15 level research. Ready? Somebody pull up a calculator. All right. Somebody pull up a calculator for me because I'm not going to type it. 160 plus 200. That's 360. Plus 240 is 600. 890. 1220.
Not what I said.
13. 1500. 1920. 2390. 2920. 3440. 4070. Crap. 4070. 4160. 4760. 4760. 48. 5400. 6610. 7480. 7,480 for that singular research. And by the way, I don't think that there's ops logs. There are prerequisites.
They're tiers. You tier your protector. Locks you out. Not ops, but protector tier for I think almost all the research. Anywhere it says level, it didn't compute over.
Oh, so STFC.space is broken. What?
Yeah. See here it says level 2.
STFC.space is not working properly.
2. Yeah, right? Who would have
Color me surprised.
You gotta be tier 4.
Now, DJ Gur says, but the amount of dust you get increases with the tier of the ship. Totally agree. I totally agree. Look here. At tier 12, for example, I'm still only getting 90 a day. Times two. That's double pull. So 180. I'm going to get 180. At tier 12, we just figured that research, that one node, of which there are 22, is going to take 100. I'm sorry. What did I just say? 8,407. I don't even remember now. Somebody tell me. What was it? 70.
Sounds about right.
7330. Okay, 7330. 7330 divided by 180. All right, let's continue on with our math. Yay for math. 7330 divided by 180. By the way, that's 41 days, and that's in a tier 12 protector. I mean, let's not pretend that everybody's rolling around here in tier 12s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tier 12. Let's go down to what most people are going to be at within 30 to 40 days, which is probably tier 3 to tier 4. Now you're up to 70 days. For one node.
To max it completely. Well, you can't even max it at tier 4 because you can only get up to level 4.
I get it. I'm just saying.
Right?
I think these numbers are very, very low.
I think it's a little light, but I also like every single one of these research has locks on it. You can't max any of them out until you're.
Am I forgetting tier 0 protectors? I mean, that's true. We're talking 30 to 40 days after unlock. All right. Yeah, you're right, Divine. 30 to 40 days, people are not going to have the protector. I'm talking 30 to 40 days after unlock.
Yeah.
All right. And it doesn't necessarily, I kind of agree with Sith Lord. It's just that the dust feels really slow. Do I think it's going to get better? Yes. Do I consistently say, Scopely, why launch things that look like it's going to take 100 years? Why launch it that way? You know, I know. Listen, there is, without a shadow of a doubt, it will get better. Okay? There is zero doubt in my mind. It's just, why not launch something that looks and feels good? Listen, this entire refinery, let me just say, this entire refinery is A+. Okay? The way it's built is A+, with this one exception. So, should Scopely be happy and say, well, listen, we got an A- or we got a B+ on that refinery? Great job, everybody. No, you still, I am so happy with this refinery. So I don't want it to come across like I'm being a jerk. I am super freaking thrilled with this refinery. It is one of the best refineries probably ever built. Okay? It is mathematically sound. With one exception. This singular category. Now, Cruzito says, here we go again. DJ's ignoring the math and talking about feelings. And you know what? You're right. You're right. But I would be curious to see what the total number of omega particles are going to be needed by tier. And I would be willing to bet that Jules is going to be able to help with that. As a matter of fact, let's just look. He might have already started doing some crazy math down here. It doesn't look like he has yet. Okay. He is going to. I know he's going to. He's going to be able to go in with the crazy stuff that he does, and he is going to be able to tell us how many particles are going to be needed per tier of the protector. And I bet it's still slow. All right? But you're right, Cruzito. I will reserve judgment. What I will tell you is that it doesn't feel good. Okay? Is that fair? It doesn't feel good by looking. But I will prepare a chart. I will prepare a chart, and we will just see how long it will take per tier.
How good should it be? Like, you don't expect that you should be able to max out all the research for a specific tier by the time you get the parts to be able to take it to the next tier, do you? Like, not.
Oh,
like, you're not expecting that much.
No, we're nowhere near that, dude. We're nowhere near that.
I know we're nowhere near. I'm just saying that's not. Yeah, if we bumped it up by 10, is that where we would be? Because that seems like too much to me.
It might be too much. It might be too much. Here's what I think. I think
I don't know.
that this is a simple tree that is an expansion to another tree. So it shouldn't be a feature that stands on its own. I think the ship should be maxed for your ops within a year, and I think the tree should match. You should have this ship and research maxed for your ops within a year. And by the way, that means I'm not talking to G4s. I'm talking maxing the ship out if you were able to. So a G4 should be able to get this thing to tier 4. And by the way, I will say we've mapped out the progression on the protector. You can have it at tier 4, tier 5 within about 45 to 60 days, which is great. Okay, that's actually really good, and I'm happy with that. I don't think, again, G4 has everything to love about this arc. They just keep getting good pieces of this arc. They really do, and I'm so happy for them. G4 has needed this kind of big punch up, big shot in the arm. All right? Divine says, so if Jules comes back and says 9 months, you want Scopely to make it 12? Well, no. If he comes back and says 9 months, I'll sit down and be wrong. If he comes back and says 9 months, I will shut up and sit down.
You are wrong. Just sit down and be wrong. You are wrong.
Okay, there you go. I'll boom. Okay? If that's the case, I will be wrong. But it doesn't look right. I don't feel like it looks right. But Cruzito says, don't feel, DJs, do the math. And I don't have the math in front of me, so we're going to have to do the math. Fair enough. So I reserve judgment. Up until this point, I can say that the Liquid Omega Trillium store, what a very good refinery. I have one awkward sideways feeling, but Cruzito says I need to do more math before I slam it. Okay? If that's the case, then I'm loving everything about this refinery. It's a beautifully written refinery. It rewards progression, and that's amazing. So, any other comments, questions about the Liquid Omega Trillium store? I know that we haven't done the quick and dirty video. Griffin has been out of town, and I haven't had a chance to do it. But does anybody need a refresher on the actual loop? Because I can do that for you if you want. We did it in another show with Hammy, but I can do it here if you want. Or I can refer you back to the show with Hammy at the very end of the show where we did the quick and dirty loop, and we can move on to other things, like the new crew, Jason Nesmith and Gwen DeMarco. We can talk a little bit about those because we didn't get to those on the last show. Questions from the audience. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Nothing. Look at it, Matters. It's just quiet. Raw Lord says yes. Raw Lord says yes. I have a question. Which mortgage company can I use to get the new officers? Is Jason Nesmith worth it? Okay, Matters. This is an interesting conversation. I don't know. I don't have him yet. But let's start at the beginning. And then we're going to do the thing that you always do, Matters, which is expertly and brilliantly break down the math of these officers. Let's start with Jason Nesmith. Jason Nesmith has a captain's maneuver of decreasing invading entity shield mitigation by 30%. First of all, do we know, is this subtractive or is it multiplicative? Does anybody have him yet? Because remember, we have this thing that's like Harrison versus Spike. All right, do we know yet? We don't. So we've got to reserve judgment.
It doesn't really matter with him.
Well,
like how he'll interact with the other officers. I don't think that you're gonna want to pair him up with somebody else to bump it up to 100.
Oh, you know what? You're 100% right. He's got to be multiplicative. Because doesn't his synergy go 30 and 30 for big synergy, right?
15
and 30 for small and big synergy. Okay. So he's got to be multiplicative. Jason Nesmith will decrease invading entity shield mitigation by 30%, 45%, or up to 90%. Okay? That's got to be multiplicative because their shield mitigation is already 80-20. If you get it to 90%, they're not going to go -10, so obviously it's going to be multiplicative. So if the enemy's shield mitigation is at 80%, you're going to reduce it by 30%.
Is SDFC.space wrong? Because it says 15 regardless of synergy type.
Oh, they might have changed. No, they probably changed that. They changed so much on me this month. It was 15 and 30 in developer notes.
Gotcha.
So if Jason Nesmith decreases invading entity shield mitigation by 30%, he's going to take the 80%, he's going to drop it down to 56%. Mm-hmm. All right, 56-44% on shield versus hull. That's good. Don't get me wrong. All right, that's good, especially if you're having trouble killing these things. Most people in the G6 upper range are not having difficulty killing these things. Hurricane says, what is considered an invading entity? The invading entity is specifically a chimera. It does not count the Fatu Cray. The invading entity is specifically a chimera hostile or chimera solo armada or whatever you want to call it. It is a chimera. That's correct, Darkfire. He works with the new invasion single ship solos. Okay? Fatu Cray do not count. Only the chimera, which is exactly what I brought up a minute ago, Omicron. Players who are killing the chimeras have zero need for Jason Nesmith on the captain's seat. Let's take a look at his... by the way, let me point out who does stand the most to gain. Again?
G4
stands the most to gain with Jason Nesmith's captain's maneuver. It will allow them to punch up against chimeras, get more loot, survive, get the big chest, and then come in for those extra Gwen DeMarco shards. Okay? Now, officer ability. Jason Nesmith increases Apex barrier when fighting hostiles. Again, G6 players, deep G6 players, who have no trouble killing anything in the game, they don't care. However, a lot of players have messaged me saying, especially when Apex barrier came out, why was it all surrounding G6? I'm sorry, not G6, PvP. You remember when we came out and everything was about PvP Apex barrier? As a matter of fact, when the mirror tree first came out, you guys were complaining that there was no research that affected Apex barrier against hostiles. Do you guys remember?
Yep. Just the prime.
Just a prime. And even that prime was terrible. Yeah, it was like 10%. Okay?
Yeah.
Here's Jason Nesmith. An officer ability that increases Apex barrier when fighting hostiles. Okay? This does not exist in very many places throughout the game. As a matter of fact, this month you got 2, and there were only 3 to begin with. 4 technically if you count the prime. All right? So, Jason Nesmith, officer ability, probably again, very good for lower level players who are struggling against their targets. Okay? So, Jason Nesmith, probably not a big deal to the big spenders. G4, some low G5, especially free to play, very, very valuable and potentially useful officer. Now, I want to switch over before we go to Gwen DeMarco. Let's take a look at Laliari. Laliari, I said in the Arcfall video, would be really, really nice when paired with Jason Nesmith in where is it?
Waves.
Yeah, below deck. That's right. Jason Nesmith on the bridge, Laliari below deck in a wave defense. This is actually pretty good. Okay? And by the way, you don't want Jason Nesmith in the captain's chair during a wave defense because you're not fighting chimeras. So he would just be on the side. He would be on the side with Laliari below deck in a wave, and that's going to double up on your Apex barrier against wave defense PvE hostiles. With her below deck ability, which was much better than my first go.
Very good.
There you go, kill first. All right, you got it. Was that better or worse? I think that was better. Thank you. Can I get an applause? Thank you. No, I am not going to try it again. I'll mess it up. Take that back. Take that back. I've been practicing. I told her the other day I've been practicing. Okay. All right, so Laliari below deck with Jason Nesmith on the side card on the bridge during a wave defense. By the way, matters. By the way, matters. I believe it was Matters who hypothesized that the NSCA Protector ship ability would work in Mirror Universe waves. Was it you, Matters? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yep. I never actually managed to test it yet, though.
I did.
And
it works. So, as you tier up the NSCA Protector, it is an absolute must-have ship in Mirror Universe Wave Defense. That is one of your ships because it's going to have that humongous damage boost against every single Wave Defense hostile in the Mirror Universe Wave Defense. All of them. 100% of those hostiles.
Nice.
That is huge, you guys. That is massive. All right, Cruzito says for the lower levels, yes. I mean, this ship is going to be a lot cheaper than your G6s there, Cruzito. Imagine doing the second level of the Mirror Universe wave defenses with a protector that's tier 6, tier 7, tier 8. Interesting, right? Even versus Monavine targets, Carissa, all of them are labeled Mirror Universe. Every single one of them are labeled Mirror Universe hostiles. So it works. Speed Crew with a Tier 6 Sanctus easily kills all. Not on the big ones. Not on the big ones. Now, I would say that, yes, a Tier 6 Sanctus is going to do pretty good, Lexel, but, I mean, not everybody flies around in a Tier 6 Sanctus. There's a lot. As a matter of fact, I can imagine pretty much every G4 out there is going to be like, huh? Right? Every G4 out there. As a matter of every ops level from like 40 all the way up to, say, 55 is like, man, I can't have a Tier 6 Sanctus. All right? In fairness. And again, do we come back and say, who was the arc written for? Was it written for you, Cruzito? Doesn't feel that way. Yeah, Vul says a Tier 11 tribute does just fine. Oh, my God, you whales. Listen, I'm trying to offer perspective for all generations of player. Do you realize how many DMs and messages and comments I get on our content? You just aren't relatable to me anymore, DJs. You're such a whale. You don't offer me advice for my gameplay. I'm trying, but my community is just so damn wealthy. I can't help it. All right, look at all of them. Tier 11 tributes and Tier 27 sancti. Okay? I can't help it, man. All right, Khan says Rev deals with the Dolphins. You stick with us whales. Come on, man. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help. All right. I can't help that you guys all spend so many thousands of dollars on the game every month. That's weird. All right. That's right. Vul says, according to Istio, I'm not even a tuna. Istio is on our Discord. I'm very, very pleased. I actually chatted with him for just a second the other day. I didn't realize he was in our Discord. I know he hangs out a lot with some of the other creators, but I was really glad to see him here. So shout out Istio if you're out there somewhere. Hey, Betty. Anyway, wait. I heard KSP does ways with his miners. Okay. Oh God. All right. Anyway, listen. The NSEA Protector, if it happens to be a better ship for you, just try it once. I mean, the directives are free. Just try it. Okay? Try it in a Mirror Universe Wave Defense and see if it does better for you. Then when you tier it up, try it again. I wouldn't take it in there and try it probably before Tier 3. Okay? But at Tier 3, Tier 4, it's probably going to be better if you're a G4 player. Let's say you're Ops 46, and let's say you've got a Tier 3 Pylum, Tier 4 Pylum. Okay? Let's say you got a Tier 4 Pylum. A Tier 4 Protector, I think, will probably do better. That's a guess. That is a guess. But the reason is because of its ginormous ship ability. All right? It's not because of stats. Don't be fooled by stats. It's never about the stats. It's never about the power. If you are looking at ships purely by their power, you're doing it wrong. Okay? You're looking at this ship ability. Okay? Let's say at Tier 4, that's level 20, you have a 30,000% damage boost against Mirror Universe hostiles. 30,000% damage boost. That is 300x. Now, here's simple math. Here's how you can test it. Okay? 300x. Let's take a look at an NSEA Protector in dock. Okay? I don't care where yours is. Anybody out there, take a look at your NSEA Protector in dock. Okay? Mine is Tier 2. Mine's Tier 2. Matters is Tier 4. All right, perfect. Matters, let's go down. And just for funsies, why don't you give me your DPR at Tier 4?
All righty. DPR, 7.2 million.
At Tier 4?
At Tier 4.
Okay. This is why Ops matters. Yeah. All right. This is why Ops matters. Mine at Tier 2 is 8.1 million. All right. That being said, multiply that by.
I'm the higher Ops than you. This is why mine will still do more damage than yours. I feed research that doesn't show up on my ship power. on purpose.
Ooh.
I like them to have tiny little power numbers and then hit like Grub Thor's hammer.
Well, that's a thing. All right, now, in the chat, I see Andy's 8.1, Gavin at 9.2, JP at 4 million. Okay, this is great. Thank you, guys. Multiply that by 300. Okay, now take that number and see if that number is bigger than your best ship. So in my case, it's 800. But if I multiply that by 300, that's 2.4 billion. I'm going to take my best ship, which is currently a tier 6 Dideridex. My DPR there is only 174 million. Yes, 30,000%, Raw Lord, which is 300x. 300x. Here to tell you.
It goes up a lot fast.
Here to tell you, folks. Damn is right, Raw Lord. So what I am telling you is that a tier 4... Mimi says I'm doing the math wrong, and I know it's not exactly right, Mimi. Okay? But that's... You're in the ballpark. Is your ship more powerful or less powerful than 300x the damage of your protector? Now, Mimi points out accurately that I'm not doing the math exactly right. DPR is not exactly the way that I've explained it, okay? But damage boost is there, okay? Lexel says it's 30,000% base damage. Okay, I can get behind that, but it's still 300x bigger. Okay, it's still 300x bigger. You're right. The 8.1 million that I'm seeing is already higher. All right, so you're saying, Mimi, I'm going to read your quote. Mimi says the 8.1 million you're seeing is including your base damage, which is probably already in a 5,000 to 6,000% neighborhood boost already. So it's probably more like a 75x boost than a 300x. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, take my 8 million and multiply it by 75. Is that still bigger or smaller than my Dideridex? All right. Now, Canine Tooth says my scimitar has a deep... Get out of here, Canine Tooth! Go! Go! Listen, there's... His says his scimitar has a DPR 4 billion. I'll use that. Canine, teaching! G4! G4 teaching! God!
No, let's use that.
All right.
Use that.
Let's use that.
I'm interested. All right. So let's look at a tier 15, right? Tier 15 protector.
I have no idea what the DPR would be at tier 15.
Base damage is 2.6 million.
So multiply that by, at tier 15.
Space numbers, you multiply it by.
3,000. 3,000. Now, if you're looking at base, that's fine. So what is it?
Not 3,000. More than that.
No. So it's 300,000%. So it's actual multiplier of 3,000.
300,000%. So the multiplier is 3,000. So times 3,000.
Is it higher than 4 billion?
0. 7.8.
7.8 billion, Canine Tooth. Now, granted,
that's your scimitar beaten.
It doubles your scimitar. Now, that being said, obviously it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money to get it to tier 15. Okay? But
so it's getting a scimitar.
Fair. So is getting a scimitar. Okay? My bottom line is this. The damage output is ridiculous. Now, Mimi says a tier 11 protector should do about 6 to 9 times as much damage as a tier 7 Sanctus, but would have half the shields in hull. Let me ask you, does it matter if you're one-shotting these hostiles? Because you know what else I'm going to be doing? And by the way, you're also going to maybe be using some Apex Barrier with these new hostiles or new officers. But just in case, you know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do when we get that huge, massive damage multiplier? You know what else we're going to do? We're going to do Pike Moreau data with Chapel, BLT, and Hugh under deck. And guess what's going to happen? We are going to cascade that 3,000% damage multiplier to an ungodly number, not from hitherto on this earth, and we're going to one-shot those hostiles.
But then where do we put Nesmith?
He's on the second ship for support. Andy says, Andy says, but you'll be slow. Ew, you'll be slow. Yes, you will be a little bit slow. Where are you going to use Nesmith? In away teams. Sure. All right. Listen, I'm not trying to sell Jason Nesmith. What I am trying to explain to you is the math on the ship. The math on the ship is stupid. Okay? The hull and shield matters for knowing how long you can last. It does. But if you knock them out in the first shot or two, boom, you don't have to worry about it. All right? And I'm here to tell you there is nothing in Mirror Universe Waves that's going to survive 100% cascade. Excuse me. 100% cascade with a 3,000% damage multiplier. Just saying.
Right.
Gavin says, I'm going to go compare protector damage to Sanctus in Mirror. That's a good place to start. That's a good place to start. I don't know. It's probably Gavin, it might be easier to do it in a Mirror Universe wave. All right, only because the vouchers are more valuable than the wave defense directives. All right, I might.
True. You don't even need a team. Just launch one. Bring your Sanctus and your protector.
I might suggest. Yeah, you could do them both at the same time with half the directives. I would probably do it in Mirror Universe, or I mean, in a wave defense. Okay, that's right, Divine. The protector works in the Mirror Universe. Okay. Now, that's not to necessarily say that you don't have to upgrade it. You still got to upgrade it. You still got to tier it. The refinery pays out great. But I'm here to tell you, this ship is the destination go-to for all Mirror Universe hostiles, and it was intended to be as such. That's what it was meant for. Introducing your non-one-trick pony. And again, I kind of have to feel like they got it a little bit right. Most of this arc is pretty right. I agree. I loathe the new loop. I agree. I was not happy about it. But this loop, for me, and not for everybody yet, Andy said it's a two-trick pony. Mirror Universe and Mirror Universe Waves. Well, hey, it's still not a one-trick pony, Andy. All right, it's two. All right. Vul says this arc has actually been decent. Not their best, but for me, probably a top 5. You know, I don't know. I'd have to really go back and think about arcs. I would say that the Gorn arc this year was really, really good. Probably a top 5 for me. This one, I don't know if I feel top 5 only from an implementation standpoint. From a game design standpoint, it is a brilliantly written arc. It's a brilliant written design, rather. Brilliant refine, brilliant game design. The systems all work. The math works. Events have been very lackluster this month. That's for certain. But Mr. Tiger got this right. He really, really did. This refinery is very, very well done. Now, Divine says events, not very good. Communication, not been great. We're light on compensation. I don't disagree with any of that stuff. Tarpy was having a conversation earlier about the rewards this month. It really does. There's not many events that are paying resources and materials. I've certainly noticed that. Matters, you had a different position on that, which is interesting. We should talk about that probably on the other side of the break. We got to take one more. But before we do take a break, yo, Memo! Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Mad Hatter, thank you for the stream streak. I wish I didn't have to wait on the protector. I get it. I do. Tuesday night, Mad Hatter, it's possible that I could give away an NSEA protector on stream. Possible. All right. Not saying for sure, but depends on you guys. If we can get the daily sub goal up to a point that's cool, we will give away a pack. Okay. Cruzito said this is essentially Mantis, but done the right way. Okay. I can see that. Raj says, not many, there aren't any. Oh, crap. I'm out of context. Not many what? There aren't any what? Oh, events that are paying resources? Well, technically there are. The ticketed events are. But that's it. I mean, yeah, I'm with you. The ticketed events are doing it, but that's about it. All right. The ticketed events are all I've got this month. Now, granted, we do have kind of like a fake makeshift event store thing going on, but I don't know, man. I don't know. There's not a lot of resource. Like, for example, today's event, Braving the Mirror Universe. Now, Matters is going to disagree with me, but no, you know what? Let me rephrase. This Cruzito.
What am I disagreeing with?
Hang on. Cruzito is going to say, look at the math, DJs, and not how it feels. This event today paid 800 Galactic Recruit tokens. Now, while I would ordinarily say that it looks underwhelming, and yes, it is not research, it is not materials, it's not resources. This is 5 epic shards. 5 epic shards. I got to be honest with you. There are not many 24-hour solo milestones that are this simple to complete that pay 5 epic shards. Swimbot says reward was poopy. Was it? Gobbler says not 5 epics, but 5 mixed.
Epic or rare. Yeah, half
okay.
of that.
Let's see. How many we got? We got pair. There's actually more epics in here than rares, just throwing that out there. They all have equal odds. So what's the count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 epics to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rares. So you got 19 officers. You got 11 to 8 odds on epic. You're going to get 5 of those. Now, Spectre says the bundle is horribly overvalued. Again, Spectre, you're being super negative Nancy today, but I have to disagree. They are the newest officers. They're not watered down by dilution. They are sourcing the Galactic Recruit tokens decently, not amazingly, certainly not like Ultra Recruits, but we know why they abandoned Ultra Recruits, because they ran their course. All right? Divine says the event was simple. You're going to get 5 officer shards. Now, let me ask. My screen shows that I've got 3 of those officers maxed. 4. I've got 4 of those officers maxed. How about you guys? John, don't answer. K9, don't answer. Cruzito, you can answer. Sith Lord says I have 0 maxed. Thank you. Crazy says decently.
I have 0 maxed.
You have 0 maxed. Nowhere says he's got 3 out of the 19. Lloyd and Lexel have 1. Voltron has 2. Kovich has 4. Mad Hatter and Odysseus have 0. Mechrak has 1. Lostin has 3. Prime has 0. Taylor has 1. Joker has 1. Timothy has 0. Swimbot has 0. You catch where I'm going here, guys? These are the newest officers.
4.
Now, let's play a game. I'm going to play a game with you, okay? I am going to do an experiment right now. Now, granted, I am an elder player. I have played this game since global launch. I have been here over 5 years. I also spend money, okay? I also spend money. I would like to point out how many officers exist in the Ultra Recruit chest. 5, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is exactly 100 officers in the Ultra Recruit. Did you guys know that? 100 officers currently inside the Ultra Recruit chest. I'm going to do a single pull of 800, which is going to give me 10 shards. Sorry, 12. It's going to give me 12 shards. Okay? Here we go. 800 tokens, 1 pull, 12 shards. Here's what I got. I got 1 rare and 2 epics. I am not going to count the transporter patterns at this particular time. Not for me. Why? They are completely and utterly worthless. Okay? By the way, I also want to point out inside the Ultra chest, you are basically 50-50 odds, 12 shards. 51% epic, 49% rare with a 5% chance at a full pull. Okay? So those are your odds. Call them 50-50, Spectre. 50-50. Rare versus epic. Okay? I got 1 rare and 2 epic shards out of that. Notwithstanding transporter patterns, because again, at my level, they don't matter. Okay? The odds on the Galactic are actually better than the Ultra when it comes to rare versus epic. I already said that there's 11 epics, 11 epics and 8 rares. 11 epics, 8 rares, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right. So you're slightly better than 50-50 because you have equal odds. So every single shard up here has a 1 in 19 shot. Okay? Further, you're only going to get 5 of those shards, and there's not a chance at a full pull. Fine. There's also 19 officers as compared to 100. 19 as compared to 100. And most people don't have these maxed. So, it depends on what you're after. Lloyd says, no chance at a full pull turns me off. Would you rather have a full pull of an officer you already had maxed? Now, Lexel says the sourcing is too low. I know it feels that way, Lexel. This is where Cruzito is going to remind me to do the math. Listen, the reason that they're doing this a little bit slower is simply because they don't want this to turn into another Ultra problem. The Ultra chest is screwed. It's done forever. It's like G3 content. It's retired. All right? This is your newbie right here. All right? Now, I'm going to pull one chest of this one. I ended up with 2 epics and 3 rares. All right? All 5 shards of which were officers I did not have max. Look, no transporter patterns. All right? Now, I get it, Cruzito. We can't be in the if I don't get an unlock, a full unlock, it's garbage. I agree. I don't, personally, I'm not a big fan of looking at the full unlock, although I know that it matters. You guys realize that the full unlock is like, in the Galaxy or in the Ultra Recruit chest, the chance of an epic full pull is literally 1%. Let's go back. The chance of an epic full pull is net 1%. It's not 0.01%, Divine. It's 1%. You've got a 5% chance at enough shards for an unlock, of which 1 out of 5 will be epic, 4 out of 5 will be rare. So call it a 4% chance at a rare unlock, 1% chance at an epic unlock. Now, that's still decent odds. I'm not taking anything away from it, but it's 1%, guys. 1%. Why couldn't they do 80-20? I'm not exactly sure. It used to be 80-20 Tarpy, but something happened with the math. I think they've actually changed it for that reason. Matt Hatter says
probably just the officers they've added.
Yeah.
A little bit more epics or like one more
instead
epic
of 80-20, it does 79-21. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. They used to be 80-20. They did, but something has changed. Matt Hatter says, over 4 months, I've had 23 lucky pulls. That's really, really good. All right, but are they lucky pulls of officers you still need? And by the way, if they are, then great. That's what it's for. The Galactic Recruit is Ultras Phase 2. I want Ultras to be faster. I want Ultras to feel better. I want Ultras to pay more because that's the catch-up mechanic. Okay, truthfully, I listen, we've talked about this. The game at G3, right? To go from Ops 1 to Ops 20 takes no time anymore, right? Absolutely fast. You know what people have always said that the problem is? The problem is officers, research, ships, faction credits, right? That's the problem. They should be sourcing Ultra Recruits like freaking candy because that is going to help younger players catch up faster. This is 2.0, the Galactics. Now, you might not like it, but I will remind you that Galactics are being sourced just about as quickly as Ultras started out. Ultras didn't used to be sourced like this. Of course, this is going way back when I had to walk uphill in the snow both ways. All right, but they didn't
But, like,
they didn't used to be sourced like this, did they, Aaron?
No, they didn't.
No.
They are like they are now, like we had ultras 5-6 years ago. So, yeah.
So, I know that some people don't feel good. Tarpy says, "Stop making sense sometimes, please." All right, this is a reasonable, mathematically justifiable way to reward these. So I come back. Tell me, let me circle around. You see what's on my screen right now. I put it in the graphics room. 3 rare shards, 2 epics. Tell me the last time you had an event that paid that number of shards. Even if there was no resources and materials. Look at what Peter just got. 3 epics, 2 rares. Tell me the last time you got 3 epics and 2 rares. In a singular solo milestone, 24 hours. Rhino said Flash Pass. Flash Pass is technically a 6 or 7 day event. Technically. So, not a singular 24-hour milestone. Let's try again. Galactics do not have a chance at a full pull, Will. Rhino says not the last one. The last Flash Pass? What? They're all like 5 or 6 days, dude. I mean, they last, I think, 7 or 8, but they can be completable in like 4 or 5. Either way, it's still not a one-day thing. All right? Still not a one-day thing. Swarm Sunday. Oh, God, Gobbler. No. We are not going to praise Swarm Sunday, the event that has... God. We are not praising Swarm Sunday. No, not doing it. What?
I stopped doing it long before I maxed con.
Oh, Rhino says because they gave us Flash Pass because the game was so broken up. But that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. Cerritos Wednesday. Cerritos Wednesday, Cruzito points out. Good. But people have often talked about the Cerritos Refinery as being total garbage. You might get an uncommon. Mining Monday, 2 epics. 2 epics. Paulo says, eat the facts. Which fact? Did you have one? Do you have one, Paulo? Give me one, Paulo.
Maybe
Apex.
telling everyone else to eat the facts.
Apex. I don't do Apex, so I really don't know. Mantis Refinery.
Apex.
That's not really an event. But I guess you could count it that way. It's kind of a daily, but even then, yeah, I guess you could say that daily pays what? Between 2 and 3 shards on average per day. So I could go with that. Lost In says, come on, DJs, just accept that everything is garbage. Putz says, daily outlaw recruit. No, you do not. Putz! No, you do not still pull the outlaw recruit chest.
I do.
Although some people might.
Because now I don't have to grind for it because of the export.
There you go. No, I don't pull.
And I don't have all the
I
max.
have disavowed all things outlaw. I don't do Apex. I don't do outlaw. I don't do the Thursday event. I don't do armadas. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. Ever. No. 0. Zilch. Done. Hate it. Gone. No more. If there is an event for an exchange,
I just pulled the chest.
if there is an event for exchange, I will do whatever I can to hop out of that event as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I hate that you have to do the ticketed event.
Swimbot. I hate that ticketed event. Oh, God, I hate that ticketed event. It's not because I'm a whale swimbot. It's because I am finished with that loop. I see why people are doing it. Why are people doing it? Divine says, I'm still missing common officer shards. I don't particularly...
You're doing it for the comments?
I don't particularly care, okay?
No.
Lost In says, in case transporter patterns come back, I have a very effective and very proven method at farming transporter patterns. It's not Apex. Bad Gamer says, do I need officer badges? I mean, I probably will eventually, but I do not right now. All right? I've got a bunch of those. All right, and I also get them from, is it Bajoran I think that has a couple of those in there. Let me look here real quick. Hang on.
Is that where they're coming from? I wondered. I have tons, and I have no idea where they came from.
I'm looking. Bajoran. No, it's not Bajoran. Where can I exchange those parts for badges, like the 8,000 parts?
That's just in the regular faction stores. The commendations or whatever?
Yeah, commendations. I've been living off. I live off of commendations. Where do those come? Those come from Anomalous Phenomena. That's disco.
Oh, I got a ton of those commendations.
Yeah, listen, you got a million of those. Look, I've got 43,000 of those things. Those come from Voyager events, if I'm not mistaken, Discovery events.
Disco.
And let's see where those can be redeemed. 43,500. It cost 840. Let's see, divided by 840. So I've got another 52 badges in the gut. All right, in the sack, I got 52 more badges. So I'm not exactly dying there. All right, so I've got a tried and true method of transporter patterns. I don't need Apex for that. Sith Lord says, did I just see that Ultimate DJs has an officer score of 4419? Yes, you did. Yes, you did, and I don't care. All right.
Is it high or low?
It's probably low.
Okay.
It's probably low.
I don't know. I know mine's lower than everybody's. So.
My mess hall is at level 74. I mean, I'm not, Sith Lord says, I call myself a whale and mine is higher than yours. See? That's my point, guys. There are some things that there are things that some people prioritize over others. Okay? I just don't care. I don't grind. So I don't have millions and millions of officer XP. Okay, good God. Anyway.
Yeah, I got 8 rows of officers when I sort by upgradable that are just, I can just click a button on.
It's not a priority for me. Let's put it that way. It's not a priority for me. Goodness gracious. Tritanium savings don't matter. Jonathan Ingram takes it all anyway. All right. All right.
Now he can take you Sigma.
Oh, God. I do not use Latinum for officer XP. Obviously, I just don't use it. Clearly, I just don't use it. I go all in on recruiting officers, but don't upgrade them. I go in, I upgrade the ones that I want. I upgrade the ones that have a utility towards upgrading them. Look, I've got officers down here. Look, there's Mbenga. There's the original Mbenga. Yes, he's tier 2 for me, folks. I could max him all the way up, but why? It's a waste of officer XP. It's a complete waste.
I mean, I'll take, especially a common, up to tier 3 at least. Like, you're not even going to, that's not even going to change your number.
Well, I mean, technically he's tier 4. I just haven't leveled him beyond level 10. All right.
Oh, okay. It's not.
All my transporter officers, I have max shards for. I might not have maxed them. Look, there's old Cartoon Mud. He's still tier 4, but I have the shards for him. But he's still tier 4. Michael Burnham. Is she in transporter patterns? No.
No,
she's not. Let's see. Who else? Yeah, all the rest of them. And obviously, I've got a bunch. Look here. I've got, let's see, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, 66, 66, 77. I have 74 officers at complete max. Give me a break, guys. Okay? 74 at complete max. Tier 5, level 30. I mean, it's not like I don't do them at all. I just do the ones that I like. John. Bad Gamer says, I see why DJ has ample amounts of badges now because he doesn't use them. Daggone right. Why? I don't care. I don't care. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, the last thing that I wanted to do today, I've already lost track. People have flustered me. What did I want to do, Matters, when we came back?
You told me I needed to do something, but I forgot what it is.
Oh, we were talking about Jason Desmith and Lally Ari, but we haven't done Gwen DeMarco. You want to do Gwen DeMarco on the other side?
Okay.
All right. Gwen DeMarco, Analytics, and Alexander Dane. on the other side of the break. My name is Ultimate DJs. We're going to take a very quick break, and when we return, we'll get ready. Wrong button. When we come back, we'll get ready to wrap up the show and prepare our exit here on Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. We'll return right after these words. Today's show brought to you in part by the Musgrove Trial Firm in Georgia. Have you suffered personal injury in Georgia? You need a buddy. Give Buddy at the Musgrove Trial Firm a call, 678-226-1994. Visit them online at musgrovetrialfirm.com. This portion of the show brought to you by crazybunch.org. Do you suffer from pixel fatigue? Well, we've got a gummy for that. Surtail has the answers for your health and wellness needs, especially when gaming. A gummy for blue light protection and eye health, an energy gummy, or how about a relaxation gummy to help you chill after war? Welcome back to the show. Is there an anti-sound alert to get him to stop? No! All right, that's you guys got to enjoy that for just a minute. All right. Oh, is our audience not back yet? Oopsies. Are we not actually back yet? It says that there's ads still in progress. You want me to turn the music back on? I can turn the music back on if you want. Oh. Ross says no. Here, no, I'll give it back to you. I'm fine. I'm not selfish. Ooh, yeah. That's enough. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Now is everybody back? Okay. I can loot all of that. DJs is unshielded all night. No, I'm not. I still have an hour and 28 minutes on my shield. All right. Hall & Oates with a side encore right there from Ultimate DJs. All right. Matters, before the break, here, you're right. Here's what we were starting to talk about. Tarpey turned us onto this conversation a little bit earlier, and I got really distracted talking about the Galactic recruits. Is it a good reward? Is it a bad reward? But the original question was, oh, my God, where are our resources and materials? Now, Matters, you and I and Tarpey were having a conversation earlier today. We were talking about the fact that there are very, very few events that have shown up this month that have resources and materials. Okay? That is absolutely a fact. Today's only solo milestone paid Galactic recruits. Okay? 5 officer shards. That's the only event that we had today that wasn't a battle pass event. So where are all of our resources and materials? Well, Matters, you had a theory on that. And unfortunately, I feel like you might be right, except it'll only work for this month. Tell us what your theory is.
So my theory is that they're looking at or testing or whatever. They've done a shift, at least in this month, where they've taken the mats that you would normally get and resources in events, and they've kind of shifted it all into the battle passes, plural.
Yeah, the double battle pass.
And instead, the double battle pass. And instead in the events, people are getting access to like new this month released content. Probably not. No one's going to get the unlock of the ship, or no one's going to unlock Gwen DeMarco purely from these events that had the event store, but they're going to get a nice head start. So we're getting more than normal access to brand new content from the events, and the mats and the resources have just been kind of shifted over to the battle pass and the ticketed events.
There is a crap load of Syndicate XP in there. I agree. There are Mirror Universe. There's Section 31 Mirror credits. There's directives in here. There's officer shards, et cetera, et cetera. So your theory was, are they taking all of the resource and materials? Now, I will admit that it's a little bit sneaky, right? Little sneaky, because they promoted through me, and I, therefore, promoted you guys that there would be 200% the normal value of a battle pass in this month's battle pass combination. Basically, 2 free tracks of a battle pass. Now, is it 200% in a battle pass if we're losing that other 100% out of events?
Yes.
Can I just mention, we're only doing one event for that a day, not multiple events.
That's true.
We only have to do the battle pass event, and we're still getting that loot. We don't have to do 3 or 4 other events. And don't people want to do less for more?
Well, that's true. Divine says that it is, in effect, reducing screen time, and I kind of agree with that. The Battle Pass event is going to give us more points. Cavage says, when I heard there were 2 Battle Passes, I thought we'd have to pay for 2 Battle Passes in the span of a single one. Not technically, but you could. See, that's why I said people might be fussy about it, because you could buy 2 battle passes in the span of one. Listen, this battle pass ends in 7 days, and then there's going to be another second battle pass that's going to last for like another 10 days. So you will be able to spend $40 instead of $20. But if you didn't spend anything, you would still get the free tracks. All right? And that was kind of my point. I mean, can you spend? It's just like any other pack. And Battle Pass typically ends up being one of the better value packs anyway. I mean, if somebody spends $100 on this game, then they would be silly not to buy a second Battle Pass for $20. All right? Because the $20 Battle Pass usually gives more than a $100 pack. Anyway, that being said, you could spend $40, but you can also spend $0. And you're going to get double the amount of rewards because you're going to get 2 tracks. 2 free tracks instead of just 1.
Yeah,
okay?
And they didn't lessen each track. The track is still the same length as we would have done over a whole month, but they've just squeezed it into a week or whatever.
Well, that's right.
So,
look, we're what, 5 days in now, and I'm on milestone 11. That's not typical. All right?
Yeah.
They actually told me, if I'm not mistaken, and I have to go back to my notes, but I'm 99% sure that this battle pass, if you remain perfect, will be completable in 11 event days. Completable in 11 event days, but they're giving you 2 days worth of makeup. It'll be 13 days instead of the normal 20. Then there's going to be like a 1-day break, and then you're going to go to another one. Then, on top of that, Divine, they improved payouts per milestone, which is also true. All right? Mm-hmm. But all that is fine and good. Except they didn't include the part where they were going to stop resources and materials from events. Now, Matters has a very good point. There is newer, more specialized content. We're seeing galactic recruits. We'll see building materials. We'll see ship materials. We'll see this or that, okay? So you are going to see, Tarpy says the rewards per battle pass is 25% up from the one in June. Right, which matches July, because I think July was 25% up too, right? So it's 25% up from June, but we're getting 2 tracks. So in other words, compared to June, we are technically going to get 250%, right? Kind of. Now, the thing is that the Battle Pass gives 250%. That's great. That's wonderful. How many of those materials are we losing in SMSs? Now, there may not be that many, to be honest with you. It may not be that much. All right? We may still be to the good. I'm just saying, I understand a little bit of the frustration out there where it might feel like there's no events paying resource and materials, but folks, you got 2 battle passes. And as Aaron points out, one event is actually paying out more per day than what you would have done with traditional events. All right?
Yeah, I think she meant 25% higher than all the material and resource sourcing free-to-play in June, including the events.
I don't think no. She couldn't have done all the events. You didn't do all the events. You just did the battle pass, right, Tarpy? You did all the events?
She checked all the so she did 1 weekend's worth of tickets, so it's free to play.
Wow,
so
did you really?
Ticketed event, and every other event that showed up every day that wasn't heroic, and the battle pass this month has the 25% more. The battle pass plus the tickets has 25% more than the battle pass plus the tickets plus all the other events in June.
Wow. Okay, I stand corrected then.
So it's more.
It's there. Yeah,
and we got another, and that's just this battle pass.
Okay, so to be clear, what Matters is saying, and Tarpy, I would love to see that data that we can share with the community. But in other words, what you're saying is the amount that we are losing in events is way more than compensated for by the increase in the battle pass by nearly 25%. That is significant. And there's another battle pass to come. All right? I mean, that's just absolutely massive. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, you've got it. Okay, Spectre.
And it's not like we have no other events. We have events, and those events are paying out.
I can't believe you did this.
For a brand new ship that just goes. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Look at this. I cannot believe you did that. That is insane.
Yeah.
Tarpy, didn't you only start on this a couple of hours ago? That's insane. Good for you. And by the way, Prime, yes, we're talking about the free track. The free track. So the second battle pass is 100% gravy. It's going to be 125%. This is, by the way, this is for an Ops 56. All right. Oh, Tarpy says
this is including the paid track.
Tarpy says this does include
June's paid track as well.
So it does. Well, see, here's the thing: you got to be slightly careful with that, because in order to assume that you would have to pay for both battle passes, so it's not a $20 investment. Well, no, it is still a $20 investment, isn't it?
Well, no, the chart doesn't include the second battle pass. So
that's right.
So the numbers on the chart is based only off of this battle pass
and June's battle pass, both of which included the $20 spent.
And June's battle pass, both of which included the $20 spent.
Okay.
So the numbers would be tighter with complete free-to-play who didn't get the $20 battle pass. But after both battle passes, you're definitely still looking at more this month than was available in June, including events. Just not by as much as the people that are paying for the battle.
Well, and Spectre, it really doesn't matter if you do paid versus free, because if you took out June's paid track and you took out August's paid track, then the percentages would be the same. You see what I'm saying? Everything went up by a calculatable percentage. So if you took out the paid track on both months, then you're still looking at an increase. If you didn't spend on any of them, you got to compare 20 to 20. You know what I'm saying? You got to, if you're going to do 0 to 0, then you do 0 to 0. If you're going to do 20 to 20, you do 20 to 20. If you're going to do 40 to 20, then it doesn't really hold, But it still shows. Like you could do, no, you're right. You could do a 20 to 20 and then add a whole nother free track, and it's going to be massive this month. Now, Bad Gamer says, wasn't June's mostly token-based rewards? No, that's why she skipped July. July was token-based. July was event store. That's why she skipped July. She went back to June. So I will suggest, and there are new researches, new efficiency researches and stuff like that, Cruzito. But, Tarpy, I'm really grateful for this because I know that we were talking about it and you were of the mind. It doesn't feel right? Like, Cruzito, this goes back to what we were saying earlier. It just doesn't feel right, but here's the data. And Scopely's actually paying you 25% more. They are just restructuring. As a matter of fact, I remember 2 or 3 years ago when we came in and Battle Pass was relatively new, and then they changed. Yeah, absolutely, Tarpy. Come on up and explain to us a little bit about what you were looking at here. This would be a great segment for us to get ready to wrap up on. But I remember do you remember when there were still daily events, but Battle Pass events included resources and materials? This was way back in the beginning. The Battle Pass's events still included resources and materials. But eventually, they took those out and put them in the Battle Pass so that players could ultimately skip 2 or 3 days worth of events. Do you remember that matters?
Yeah.
Like when you finish the Battle Pass course, then they eventually released Overflow, which was fine. But in the original Golden days, you only had to do 16 or 17 days worth of events to get all 20 milestones. So they basically said that was one of their first quality of life improvements, Divine, essentially, where they said, hey, listen, you can choose 3 or 4 of these events to skip. All right? So it was a restructure, and people lost their minds when they did that. They took all the resources and materials and moved them into the free track, basically making the free track worth more than the paid track at that time. People lost their minds. But this is another restructure when ultimately what it comes down to is it's good if it persists. Now, I do not think that it will. I do not think that we are going to be running 2 battle passes every month from here on out. I think it might have been something special they were trying for the crossover. I don't think that this is a persistent thing, which means next month you're probably going to go back to seeing events that pay a little bit more in resources and materials because there's not going to be as much coming from the Battle Pass. You're not going to see 250% coming from the Battle Pass. Adrock says they're going to see the money from it and continue it, and maybe they do. I know for a fact that this was something that they were tinkering with this month, and it has not been confirmed for September. Now, they might end up doing it. I think it's ultimately good for the player base, but a lot of people are complaining about this. Tarpy from Server 70, welcome to the stage. Hello. Thank you so much. This is a ridiculous amount of work you did in only a couple of hours. How in the world did you do all this?
I might have had some of it already, but I had to redo everything since I was at 53 the last time I used that table.
Oh, no. All right. So tell us a little bit about what you learned, because earlier today you were actually fussy. Even with me, you were like, oh, man, there's no resources and materials. They're jipping us. We got nothing. They're not paying us anything. Oh, my God. But
okay, it wasn't that bad.
But we had to go back to the data, which is what we always do, right? We come back to the data. We went into the lab, and the math actually works out in the player's benefit this month.
Yeah. So I looked at all the BP, just the Battle Pass milestones. I took 3 tickets, like Matters said, and then I looked through June at the events that I could find that were SMS only that paid mats and resources. So I didn't do any SLB placements. I didn't do rare tickets. And I put down all of the numbers that we got at Ops 56 because again, I did this for myself to convince myself that Matters was right, and he was. And so I looked at my ops, and so I had a spreadsheet just put all of those numbers together. And then I did it for this month and looked at the battle pass itself compared to not getting events, but I still did 3 tickets. So we get a lot more this month in just the battle pass than we did in June with all of the events together. So if you look at June 24 total, that column, we compared to Battle Pass Plus tickets, because again, we don't have extra Mats events this month, the number is bigger. And that's just with one Battle Pass. I didn't assume the paid track from the second one, which would double the amount from the Battle Pass this month.
And the tickets that we're talking, it is just one a day is what we're assuming, right? One ticket a day? Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
just the free tickets.
There you go.
And no rare ticket.
There you go, folks. All right, so it looks like across the board, we're looking at roughly 40 to 50% rise on resources. Well, no, there's gas is up about 45%. Crystal, you know what? People always ask this, Matters. Look at this pattern right here. This is in Battle Pass and tickets. Look here. Your ore is about 40%. Your gas is about 45%. Your crystal is 65%.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I looked at it.
They listen, we've known this for years. People always ask every single month, why does the ticketed event have more crystal? It's because crystal is more needed in this game. All right, they answered this question a long time ago. You have so many more ships that need crystal as compared to needing gas and ore. And even the ships that need ore take less ore. They've got more ore because of the buildings.
Also, look at the way to look at that is if you go look at like those packs, you buy a building pack and it's ore based. If you buy a research pack, it's gas based. A ship pack is more crystal based. So
Absolutely.
They will also base it off of what you need ratio wise compared to like buildings versus research versus ships.
Yeah. So this is some excellent data, Tarpy. I mean, really, really excellent data. Thank you so much for putting this together. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Talking Trek Laboratory, Tarpy and her wonderful chart of amazing mathematics. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is great. All right, last thing we've got to do here very quickly is talk about Gwen DeMarco and Alexander Dane. We have not talked about them. We've put them off a little bit. Gwen DeMarco, of course, only having sourcing through the Chimera loop, not the Protector loop, okay? Meaning that you guys have day one sourcing on her right here and right now. All you have to do is participate in the Fatu Cray, be 40 plus, and be able to participate against the Chimeras. And you have access, and of course, I can't show it to you right now because it would come in the event store during a Fatu Cray event. But, yeah, I can't show you anything about it. But if you're 40 plus, you can source her without purchasing the NSEA Protector. Matters, from what I hear, the VIP community is going absolutely bonkers over Gwen DeMarco. Tell me why.
Everyone should go bonkers over her. She is a phenomenal officer. Just an amazing standalone officer. She's going to go good, like paired in with a lot of other officer groups. Her officer ability is isolated cascade against invading entities, but also armadas by 70% at just the unlock, which is huge. And it goes up to 150. So that is a massively, massively helpful Armada officer that you could throw in with 2 other officers.
She's basically, isn't she basically Janeway on steroids? I mean, she's a better Janeway, right?
Much better Janeway. I think Janeway max is at what, 50?
I think so. She starts out at 70. So, yeah, this is a much, much better Janeway who works against Armadas and Chimeras. Take Chimeras out of it. I mean, she works against chimeras, but that's not why people are really going after her armadas. And again, this ability in particular is very, very powerful for G4 and G5. Okay? Yeah. Voltron says, wonder if she might be needed whenever G6 armadas launch. Probably. But I would imagine that the VIP community is really, really liking her below deck ability matters. What is that?
So her below deck ability is also Isolytic Cascade, but she's like a 7 of 9 on steroids. So she increases your Isolytic Cascade by 30% on the unlock, and it goes all the way up to 80. And she does have the same stipulation as Freeman does, where the enemy player needs to have some state affecting them. But massive isolytic damage for a below decks officer.
Mimi says DeMarco's below deck ability is effectively Freeman's officer ability. Yeah, and Freeman was pretty massive, right? Now, the fact that you've got so much Apex barrier that it's made its way into the game, I do find it somewhat awkward that they went this route with Gwen DeMarco, because it kind of undoes a little bit of the damage that was fixed by Apex barrier. That being said, hopefully more Apex barrier will come, but I do not like this loop, Scopely. You were doing the right thing with Apex barrier, and now you basically launch Carol Freeman 2.0. So you just undid all the work you did with Apex barrier. Does anybody else sense the loop? You know what I'm saying? Like, God, I hate this. I just hate this loop.
They're probably trying to balance, because now, especially for like big whales, but even mid-range kind of high-level players, mid to low-level spenders could have enough isolytic defense on their ship to get more. Like I get more mitigation. I get more isolytic mitigation than I do regular damage mitigation. I get like almost 80%.
I know, but isolytic multiplier is so huge, man. I mean, there is no damage coming from your normal shot anymore. Everything is about isolytic now, which is what I predicted a year ago. Everything was going to come with isolytic, and it has. Isolytic damage is really the only thing that counts anymore. All right? So, but
if you get your isolytic defense up to like 96, 97%, no one's throwing that much more isolytic damage. You're talking. Yeah, but you need to be 30 times as much damage.
Yeah, but
it's not that high yet.
Well,
nowhere close.
It's not. But
normal mitigation can never get that high.
As much as they keep adding more Apex or adding Cascade, it's going to. I mean, it's going to. Mimi says you're wrong, DJ. Sit down and be wrong. Okay, fine. I'll hit the button.
You are wrong. Just sit down and be wrong. You are wrong.
Isolytic does a lot in this game. Just saying.
It does a lot in this game. I agree. It's just the people that are throwing out the most isolytic damage also have massive amounts of isolytic defense. And so are the people they're fighting.
All right. Well, Cascade coming in Gwen DeMarco's BDA. All right. So, and again, just like he said, 7 of 9, this is what the G6 players are so excited about. And lastly, but not least, you've got Alexander Dane. Talking about Alexander Dane, this guy, I kind of like. Yeah. He is going to be really, really good, guys. He is going to be really, really good for those of you who have the NSEA Protector. I think that he pairs perfectly with the NSEA Protector for his officer ability. He's going to increase loot gain. And again, this is going to be for G4 players because G5 and G6 are not after loot. All right. But for G4, you guys are struggling to pick up any extra shreds of Trellium. And I got to be honest with you, to be perfectly honest, now that I actually said that, if your Protector gets strong enough, you're going to be mining your Trellium, so you're probably not going to be doing a whole lot with loot anyway. He is going to come with the below deck ability and be amazing for everybody, which is just flat impulse boost, all right, which is absolutely going to be awesome no matter who you are inside the Mirror Universe. Yes, Cruzito, the Protector, is supposed to be doing better at mining. I all but guarantee we're going to see a buff to that ship. They have told me nothing. They haven't told me that they're going to. Here's my official disclaimer. They haven't told me jack squat about it. There is no way this ship was not meant to be mining faster. Okay? No way whatsoever. This ship, the math was wrong on the mining laser. Period. Plain and simple matters. No questions asked. This is not correct. Okay? There is no way that this is right. They haven't said that to me, but there's no way it's right.
Yeah, I think it's off a little bit.
I think it's off. All right. So Wire Speed says, I mean, it kind of makes sense. G4 tiers or G4 mining rates. Yeah, but it's supposed to be better. It's supposed to be the go-to ship for the mirror universe. Whether you're grinding hostiles or mining, it's supposed to be better than anything else you got. Look what they did. Look what they did for the combat ability. It's going to be better than way bigger ships when it comes to damage output. I think the mining rate is wrong. Lexel says, I think the mining rate is right in G4 to G5. It is better than a G4 miner. I don't think it's enough better. It's still not enough to make mining viable for G4.
They need to make the mining rate not necessarily based off of the existing ships, but they need to make the mining rate based to be comparable to what a person would be able to grind in the same amount of time in the mirror universe with the ship. And I think that's what they did, and that's why it's a bit off, because of the crazy mining laser on G6 ships.
Well, that's true. The Selkie breaks everything. Mimi says, on the other hand, who really cares? I still think I would bring in more by grinding than mining because it has a massive cargo. Listen, you could just go around. Yeah. I mean, not that I'm suggesting anybody do this, but you could just go around and hunt OPC in the mirror universe with that thing, and you're going to come home with more because it's got such a massive cargo. Not saying that I'm going to do that or anything. Not suggesting that anybody else should. Just saying you could.
Can it take out a Selkie?
I mean, not yet. Probably eventually. I mean, it'll take G6 tiers. Well, yeah, we saw, yeah, absolutely. We saw a maxed one at 2.5 billion power. So, yes,
there you go.
It will be able to take out a Selkie. Istios is 4 billion in power. Floyd says mine has no protected cargo. It doesn't. That's just it. All right, the inside the mirror universe, nobody has protected cargo.
Yeah.
All right. So Shaughnessy says, I'm torn. Is the ship worth buying? I'm going to make this super simple, Shaughnessy. What's your ops level?
Yes.
Matter says yes. I'm going to answer based on your ops level. Cruzito also says yes. Shaughnessy says 54. Yeah, probably. Shaughnessy, are you able to kill level 58 hostiles? Are you able to feed your Trillium D refinery? If you cannot feed your Trillium D refinery double, okay? And when I mean double, I mean Trillium A refinery double, Trillium D refinery. By the way, the NSEA protector is going to make it possible for me to double all the way up here at tier 9 through tier 12. Okay, it does. So the level of the refinery, how we were being really, really careful with that, doesn't really matter anymore.
Well, I mean, if I'm a G4 player, you still shouldn't max out your refinery.
That's correct. I still separated by grade. Still separated by grade. Yeah, still separated by grade. You're correct. All right. So yeah, if you're 42, don't take it to level 8. All right. But my point is, it will help. It's going to help. Jules already said it's worth promoting because the single chest pull at a barrier pays more than a double chest pull before, which is true. Okay? But the NSEA Protector is the ship that is going to ultimately make it possible for double chest pulls at your level, regardless of where you are. Okay? So
Maybe not right out of the gate, but
exactly.
it will.
So to answer your question, you at Ops 53, yes, you're going to see utility out of the ship, but it's going to take you a while. You're going to have to get to tier 4 probably at the minimum before it can start being really good for you. However, the refinery is also really good. The refinery starts being good at tier 1.
Yeah, it's nice.
The refinery is good. Cruzito says, I still maintain this is the Mantis, but done correctly. The refinery, the grind, all of it is appropriate. This is how Mantis should have been. There you go. All right, so the answer to that is probably pretty good. All right. Lexel says, at Ops 61, the Protector will take roughly a year to go to Tier 13. We haven't mapped it out. I don't know. I mean, if you're doing it free to play, I honestly don't know. But here's the thing. Tier 13, if you're Ops 61, first of all, Lexel, do you have a Selkie? Because that removes the mining part of it. All right? And again, we're not having problems with the hostiles. Okay? We're not having problems with the hostiles. If we've got a Tier 2 or higher Selkie, we're in good shape, Lexel, for the mining piece of it. So the Protector, for us, becomes more about the refinery and mirror waves in all likelihood. Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, for us, and I said this to Hammy. For G4, it's all about access. For G5, it's about convenience and expansion. For G6, it's all about the refinery. And that's it. And really, I say refinery, it's really Gwen DeMarco. That's what they want. That's what G6 wants. Gwen DeMarco.
She's not in the refinery.
Well, yeah, that's right. So, hold on.
Leaks?
No.
Leaks?
No.
No? Okay.
Refinery.
No.
Just stick to the refinery. Yes, she is. She is in the refinery, isn't she? Hold on.
You find her for me and you show
Hold
me.
on.
Or sit down.
Just messed up. Hold on. Liquid
You
Omega.
mentioned this on the last podcast too, and I didn't correct you.
So anyway, it's the refinery. That's all G6 is interested in is the refinery.
Yeah. Because everyone wants to fly around in a doomsday worm now that they don't have to fight them anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, you're correct, Vool. I apologize, Vool. You are correct, Vool. All right. That's it. I don't have anything else. Did you guys have anything else? We talked about the events, the battle passes. We've talked about all 4 officers. Talked about the NSEA Protector in detail. We've talked about the Omega Mirror Universe and the refinery and the chimeras. We have literally covered it all. What a savings says, what should we do before moving from level 60 to 61 and what changes going from 60 to 61? Everything. However, what a savings. I will say this. There's a lot of questions to answer. I can't give you a very specific answer without spending another 15 minutes on that. However, I will say I am having a blast with G6. It is better. Now, listen, G6 always said, even when they went through at the very beginning, they all said that 61, 62, 63, that was kind of where it was fun. All right. I am at 61. I am having a blast at 61. The resources are fine. I'm not dying for anything. I'm not short on anything. I'm not broke for anything. Tarpy says a blast because you blow up and die all the time. It's a blast because I have to think about how I play. All right. I am playing with crew again. I am using crew presets again. All right. Like I am playing with all kinds of stuff again for the first time in years. All right. So yes, I like it. I very much like it. I am not having the shell shock going into G6 like I did when I went into G5, if that gives you any answer. All right. Spectre says there's a couple of things you got to make sure of. Make sure your G5 Epic is decently tiered. I mean, my G5 Epic is only tier 6. All right. Now, that's probably decently tiered, but I mean, 60 tier 6, and I went to 61. I'm good with that. All right. So, I mean, I am not having trouble. I am accomplishing every and all tasks that I need to do with a tier 6. Now, I'm going to keep going. Rico says keep going. I'm going to. I have no intention on stopping. But tier 6 right now is doing everything that I need it to do. I know that I'll need to do better. I know I'm going to have to tier up. I've got to do more research. I've got to do hazard research, but I am having a good time with it. So, but there are some things you got to make sure that you have done. By Grabthar's Hammer. There's your info. Would tier 8 be good? Yeah, Voltron. I think tier 8 is... Tier 8, if you're a tier 8 on an Epic at Op 60, don't wait. Go to 61 because you will start to earn your Sigma stuff. And I will tell you, the Sigma stuff is... They really did hit a reset on this. Guys, I did a ship... let's see. I repaired my Selkie earlier, and it cost something like 32 dilithium. 32. Like, how nice is that to go back? Jules says Sigma's a nightmare, and it probably is beyond 63. Okay, but they did do a reset on those numbers. Like, how nice is it not to take 72.8 trillion resources? It was 32. 32. It's like going back to G2 days, man. I like it. I like it a lot. It is the reset that they were kind of going for. I think that some G6 have a lot of... Listen, leading edge players will always feel that pain because they're the leading edge. But even those leading edge players said that 61, 62 was nice. It was a good spot. It wasn't until 63 that it started to become difficult again. Well, I'm at 61. I am having a very good time at 61. I'll probably stay here for a minute while I catch up on everything. But... yeah, I'm having a good time.
No, jump to 62 with me.
No, I'm 3 levels behind on research. Tarpy, catching up versus camping. I know I said no camping, but again, we found a good definition for camping here on a previous show. The definition of camping is spending resources and materials on worthless things just for the sake of spending points. All right. If you have legitimate things to catch up on, then that's what you got to do. All right. I am not camping, but I am going to complete some research before I push. I still have plenty of things to spend materials on. I am not a camper. Oh my God. Stop it. Take it back. Kill you. Take it back. All right. Yodi says, I like to call them soft pauses.
When you catch up to me in ups, now that I'm past you.
I am not a filthy camper. That's right. I was forced to stop by prerequisites. That's true. Man, I had some heavy prerequisites. I had to get all of my warehouses and vaults and everything up to 60 and 61 before I could build Shipyard 61 to get the Selkie. So, yeah, that was a little bit tricky.
You did that one?
Do what?
You didn't have to do that? The dilithium. I didn't need to level up.
No, I did not on that one. It was Park Steel and Trite because I had to do the refinery and then the shipyard. So, but I got R&D and shipyard to 61, so now I can start doing hazard research, and I built my Selkie, and so now it's just now I'm just going to continue fixing up and working and catching up my buildings. Look, all my science buildings are still 59, so I got to get those caught up. Outside, I'm still all at 59 on dry docks and defense platforms, so I got to get those bumped up. I got a lot of stuff to spend on that is not worthless. Okay? I'm working on it. Okay. Any other last-second questions? Hurry up and build your second Selkie. Rico, I literally almost built a second one today after I realized how good it was. I actually almost built a second one today, but I decided I would stick with the first one for a minute. But the Selkie is no joke. I love the frickin' Selkie. It might be my favorite miner in the entire game. All right? It is a great miner. And I hate mining. That's how much I love the Selkie. I'm not going to have to mine anything anymore. It is so freaking fast. It is unbelievable. I'm mining G5 mats at like 1.6 million an hour. All right? It's ridiculous. Huh?
You're mining G5 mats?
I mean, you know what I'm talking about? Yes, I'm still mining because of my dailies.
Okay. Well,
Obsidian says, I don't mine Isogen anymore. I don't need to. I'm done with that loop. I'm done with Isogen, so I don't have to do that one anymore either. See, that's what I'm saying. X-Borg and Mirror Universe has been really good. It's gotten rid of Voyager. It's gotten rid of Mantis. It's gotten rid of Monavine. It's gotten rid of Isogen. I don't do any of those anymore. None of them. All right, it's great. I love it. Wait till I get my Ops 78 miner. Shut up, K9.
I know this can mine data slightly faster than my Botany Bay.
I don't mine in lucrative space, Lexel. I never mine in lucrative space. First of all, I live at war. All right? So mining fast is brilliant to me. All right? I don't need to worry about – I don't go to lucrative space. My biggest goal, I think, is mining 125,000 of it. Now I can do it in like 12 minutes. It's great. Cruzito, no, I forgot about that. Mining in silent systems for my daily hazard. I forgot about that.
Oh, really?
I need to try that out.
Yeah, you got to do that. That's so much easier.
Send me what system I have to mine in. It's a silent system, right? Yeah, I got to mine it. Yeah, Andy, apparently it does. There's one of the silent systems. If you mine it, I haven't tried it. I tried to try it that other night, but it didn't work.
No, yeah, I went to all of them. I didn't get it for my hazard daily, but I got it. You get it for the G6.
Tarpy, when I did it on stream, it didn't work.
Some people it does. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I got to figure it out. Lexel, for some people it does, some other people it doesn't. I don't know what it is. I got to figure it out. Because I tried it on stream. Maybe it's because I wasn't using a Selkie. The Selkie itself might be the differentiating factor. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out. I didn't have a Selkie then. I have a Selkie now. We'll check it out Tuesday night on stream. In the meantime, is there anything else? Because I feel like we should probably go, Matters. All right, it's late. I still have game to play. I still have Trellium. Oh no, I can't mine any Trellium. I'm out of vouchers. I'm sure there's still something I have to do. I've been catching up a lot for me this weekend. So,
Gorn, do Gorn
with a Selkie? Sure, I'll do it. I might. Oh, I was supposed to play. Yeah, that's right. I was supposed to play Jonathan Ingram's new stuff. All right, let's do that real quick. YouTube, Raid DJs. Jonathan Ingram has a couple of new videos up because I was a little bit lackluster. Oh, God, look, there's 4 new videos. 8 days ago, 5 days ago, 5 days ago, and 2 days ago. All right, so here's 8 days ago. Ultimate DJs get raided, but only for a few minutes. Oh, God.
My base is in ruins. All my work undone.
Yeah.
Spaceships are burning. Stars don't shine as bright. Ingram came out of nowhere in the dead of night.
That's sweet. I like it.
Warp speed to nowhere. Shields are all gone. I'm stranded in the galaxy.
Yes, those are 215 billion scoops. Yeah.
Scotty can't fix this. I'm losing control. My base is in peace.
Yeah, he has me as a heart because he loves to raid me. That's what he says. He sets me as a heart because he loves me. Oh, this is ridiculous. Thank you, Iron Fister, for your 17 months. Hey, look, there I shielded. Okay, great. Good stuff. All right, now let's take a look at the next one.
I was able to jury rig the...
Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Let's see. That's the same one. Okay, here is August 5th. Thanks, Prime Rex, for your 19-month resub, Iron Fister, and Jeefboo. Thank you, guys. Here's another one. Ultimate DJs gets rated again.
Woke up this morning, phase is set to stun. My base is in ruins, all my work undone. Spaceships are burning, stars don't shine as bright. Ingram came out of nowhere in the dead of night. Warp speed to their shields are all gone. I'm stranded in the galaxy, what went wrong? Scotty can't fix this, I'm losing control. My base is in pieces, taking its toll. Ingram raided my base, took all my parts steel. Walked into my space, gave a wound I can't heal. Bananas calling, my defense is overrun. Ingram's raiding has only just begun.
Yeah. All right, there you go. That is another good one. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And then apparently, allegedly, I got rated again the same day by an Op 70 for the first time, which I think was Jonathan. He pushed up.
Woke up this morning, days are set to stun. My base is in ruins, all my work undone.
Yeah.
Spaceships are burning, stars don't shine as bright. Ingram came out of nowhere in the dead of night.
Thanks,
What's
John.
to know where shields are all gone? I'm stranded in the galaxy, what went wrong? Scotty can't fix this, I'm losing control. My base is in pieces, taking its toll. Ingram raided my base, took all my parts steel. Walked into my space, gave a wound I can't heal. Bananas calling, my defense is overrun. Ingram's raiding has only just begun.
Jonathan, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that Q's trial right there, huh? Why weren't you paying attention to the Q's trials? Jeez. All right, and then this was the bad one, Matters. All right, I got rated for 10 trillion the other day. I was off. They probably rated me for about 25 minutes. 10 trillion in 25 minutes. Here was the most recent.
My base is in ruins, all my work undone. Yeah. Spaceships are burning, stars don't shine as bright.
Yeah.
Ingram came out of nowhere in the dead of night.
All right, with that, we are going to bounce on out of here. Thank you guys so very much for being here. My name is Ultimate DJs, and we're going to wrap up our show with this right here. Oh, my goodness gracious. Who are we going to rate tonight?
Taking its toll. Ingram raided my base. Took all my parts steel. Walked into my space.
Wait, is Rev on?
Bananas calling. My defense is overrun.
Rev is not showing up in my list. Is Rev actually? Oh, he just went off the air. I was going to say, he's not in my list. All right, here's what I'm going to do. We are going to replay this last song as we get ready to bounce on out of here. And you know what? I am going to take you guys to a new stream. I have been raiding to a couple of different places here over the last few days. So I am going to raid you to a brand new stream that I found on August 8th. Are you guys familiar with 808 on Twitch? You guys know what happens on 808 on Twitch? All right. On 808 on Twitch, they feature a bunch of DJs. Well, I love watching DJs. I love listening to DJs. And I found one who plays on vinyl. And these are like deep cuts, like space disco stuff, man. The stream title or the streamer is named Database. They're amazing. They were on Twitch's 808, and they're playing live this year at TwitchCon. I would like to introduce you to one of the new channels that I am following from Database. And aren't I a DJ? Yeah, I love being a DJ, but these DJs are amazing. We're going to go say hello to Database It may not be your cup of tea, but I hope that you enjoy it nonetheless. In the meantime, I thank all of you guys for hanging out. Thanks to Matters, my special guest tonight. Thank you to all of you in the live studio audience for being a part of Talking Trek, a registered trademark and recorded in front of a live studio audience for distribution across podcast platforms everywhere. I am indeed your friendly neighborhood cat person saying meow for now. Love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the next episode of Talking Trek, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. Good night, everybody.
Gone. I'm stranded in the galaxy. What went wrong? Scotty can't fix this. I'm losing control. My base is in pieces, taking its toll. Ingram raided my base.